Hey there, welcome to the Eurostep, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, probably a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN. I am Ty Windish, one of your hosts, joined as always by the illustrious Rohan Kadi, presented as always by the illustrious PrizePicks. Rohan, happy Friday. How's it going, sir?
Doing well. People are really complaining about, it's the end of summer, things like
Mm.
that. I don't think so. The peek behind the curtain, me and Ty spent the last 20 minutes talking about the ins and outs of the 999 challenge. So I think we're still in full swing with
For
summer.
for anyone who doesn't know, it's 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, 9 innings at a
We're,
baseball
we were
game.
talking
In
strategy.
case they
Maybe
thought it was
one
some
day
sort
we'll
of
do a
German
stream.
thing. Yeah, I think would love to tackle it someday. I do think we could do it, especially because we have talked out the logistics here. So drop in the comments if you've ever done it or if you've done any other drinking/eating challenges, because we're very interested. We've got a packed show today. We're going to talk about, as promised, our East tiers, which we'll go through in a little bit. We're going to talk about Giannis and Greece game one against Italy. We're going to quickly recap that. And I'm going to talk about why it's important for Bucks fans actually to follow this, which I don't think we've really done before, outside of just like, oh, it's Giannis playing. I have a real reason in mind. And then the newsiest news, which we're throwing at the very end of this pod, is the Green Bay Packers traded for Micah Parsons, which is incredible. I am going to take the credit here, not the certain enhancement community on Twitter or the dog or really weird. If you're not online, really weird like fake insider scoops on this situation.
It might not be fake.
Might not be fake, but I'm just going to call it fake to be safe. I tweeted earlier Thursday, it's not happening. I'm not going to try to kick the football again, Charlie Brown. They're not trading him. Jerry's going to re-sign him hours before Cowboys season kicks off next week, blah, 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 blah. Hours later, the trade happens for Parsons. 2 firsts, Kenny Clark. And so at the end of this episode, we're not going to do a full segment on it. We're going to stick to Bucks mostly. I'm going to share little thoughts. But Newmark and Jordan's Talk of the Tundra ep is going to be stapled to the end of this podcast. So check that out. You can just sit here and listen or watch on YouTube and get that full episode. But make sure, especially if you're a YouTube viewer, go subscribe to their channel, audio or video or both, because they're no longer on our YouTube. They have their own YouTube they are building up right now. And it's going to be a hell of a season because Micah Parsons is on board now. So stay tuned. Check out that. Enjoy that episode. Enjoy Brenda's song conversation in there for some reason. I don't know. I haven't gotten a listen yet, but excited to. And yeah, that's it. Rohan, though, what is your 5-minute thought on? 5 minutes would be a long. If you do five uninterrupted minutes, I'd be pretty impressed. But what's your thought on Michael Parsons?
I think it's awesome. I think it's
Yeah,
really cool. I'm
yeah,
obviously not a football expert, but just as that's what we leave for Newmark and Jordan. But it's really cool.
yeah,
It's always awesome when your team makes the big splashy move. I mean, it's the biggest move of the NFL offseason. It's the
yeah.
biggest NFL move in a while, I
Oh
would say.
man, yeah,
I can't
yeah.
I can't think of any like it's a very high magnitude move, very high magnitude
Like
trade.
at the time,
Um,
it felt like Rodgers to Jets, but that obviously ended up being a
I don't
total
even think
nothing burger.
this exactly, but I think this is a much higher caliber move than that.
This is a lot more impactful from a football perspective, and probably from news coverage too, because it is the Cowboys and the Packers, two of the
Yeah.
absolute biggest. Well, again, Jets Packers was up there too, but like a better player and squarely in the beginning of his prime, going from America's team to the team with the largest global fan base is pretty substantial.
I think he went to America's team, Ty.
They can have that moniker if they'd like, as they should pick high in the draft with their
You
own
know what?
pick, and
They
then
need
low in
they
the
need
draft
something.
in the first with Green Bay's pick here. I think
I
it's
think it's
incredible. I mean,
I think
Kenny
it's
Clark two
incredible.
firsts. He's the best player on their team now by
That's what I
far.
like.
It's
I
not
was literally
close.
about to say. I was about to say the Packers were already like a good team, and they just added their best player.
Yeah, like just dropped him in there. I think their defense is going to be absurd. I mean, I would love if they could find some more cornerbacks somewhere,
That's the weakest spot.
but with the pass rush and the safeties they have with McKinney and like I don't know,
Evan
man.
Williams.
Evan Williams is great. Like they might just be fine, and I think their defense is going to be absurd. Like I do
See,
think,
here's the thing: you can just rush forward because
yeah,
you
Mike is
have
the
an insane front four.
most double team player in the league.
Yeah, you're able to be more conservative on the back end because you have such a strong front line. It's just wow.
Little bit of pressure on Love in the offense. They underwhelmed
I think
me
that's
last
good.
season. It's good. No, it's good. But I just like I need to see it because I do think. I mean, listen, I would do this every time, and this is an NBA brain thing, but it's just like 2 firsts. It's not even distant firsts like the Bucks. Like the next 2 years, like it's going to be low.
I think
20s.
it's even like draft picks like this are even less impactful than in the NBA.
Yeah, because you
just
rounds.
You have so many picks.
I will say this: bad firsts in the NFL are still a lot more valuable, but you still do this trade every time.
Yeah,
like the 30th pick in the NFL draft is like, whoa, that's a real pick. Like that's very useful. Whereas the NBA, it's like, okay, great, we sent pick 24. That guy's probably never going to be anything. The NFL hit rate is higher, but you feel it less because, to your point, like we just have so many. You trade down once and you pick like 5 times in the first 5 rounds or whatever.
It's that Family Guy meme. It's like, oh, what could these picks be? Yeah. They could even be Micah Parsons. Like, there's the chance of either of those 2 picks ending up being a player even half as good as current Micah Parsons is very low.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's an amazing trade. I can't wait for the season. We're basketball guys first. That first football Sunday is going to be incredible, and I'm going to enjoy the Thursday. Seeing all this talk, because you're already seeing like the backlash, people trying to be edgy. So a lot of them with Chicago in their handles going, overpay, Cowboys will be fine, great move for the Cowboys. I can't wait to see the Eagles just absolutely smoke them opening Thursday. Every time Jalen Hurts sits back there and hits a bomb to A.J. Brown, I'm going to be sitting like, too bad Micah Parsons isn't out there. I watched his sack highlight reel. Good God.
It's wild. It's like that dude's a menace.
He's a monster. Last question. What do you think about the crawl he does after?
I think it's fun.
I think it's terrible, but because he's so good, it's good.
Oh yeah, that's why I think it's fun.
Like if he was mid and he did that, I think everyone would be like, "What the hell are you doing?" But he's amazing, so it doesn't matter. You can do anything. He can make anything cool.
Yeah, you've earned the right to do whatever you want.
Yeah. So that's great.
And here's the thing. Jordan Love has a lot of motion.
He does have motion. People like Jordan Love. I will say, I think it's unfair. I think people like Aaron Rodgers too. Players.
That's unfortunate.
I think, like, you listen to Marshawn Lynch talk about him. Like, I think people are being a little unkind.
As a player.
I mean, that's all they care about. Of course, it's their job. Yeah. It's their career. It's their livelihood. But I think Goody is a little more with it than the GMs with Rodgers. Like, I think Rodgers would have loved to bring in Marshawn Lynch. Favre would have loved to bring in Randy Moss. Like, I think their quarterbacks have always kind of had motion. I think the difference is now the front office is like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's let you have motion.
Yeah. I think it was Newmark who pointed this out, that, or maybe it wasn't. I'll give Newmark credit anyway. Yeah. That like the last Ted Thompson draft pick gets you Micah Parsons.
Oh wow.
Remaining.
That's sick.
Also, shout out Kenny Clark. What an absolute Kenny pro. Clark. Absolute legend. Pro, great player.
I think he was always going to be gone within about a year because he's hitting the big 3-0, and we know how the Packers treat non-star players who do that. I mean, 3 Pro Bowls. No disrespect to Kenny Clark.
I was going to say, like, not non-star, like fringe star.
Fringe star. Pro Bowl
absolute
every other
stud
year.
At his position.
Yeah. Packers HOFer. But you just got to do this. I've seen comps made to the Dame trade. I just don't see it.
No, because it's just I think it's comps in the sense of, making a big splashy trade.
Yeah.
Like, the big star who made a trade request and, they get him.
Right.
Like that's the easy comparison. A very
basic level, yeah.
Yeah. You're not changing your entire team's identity.
The age is a huge factor. I think obviously. As much as we appreciate Kenny Clark, I think he was less important to the team than Drew was. The picks being
fought through injury last year.
The picks being closer is nice, and I'll say this to cap this particular convo. Oh, and there's to your point, you said it well, but there's no fit concern. This isn't like, oh, how is Micah Parsons going to fit with Lucas Van Ness or no? He's Micah Parsons. You drop him in, he's going to just go destroy the quarterback. Like it's not. There's not this like, oh, is it Giannis? Is it Dame? How are they going to do the offense? I think it's
so
very
much
simple.
less of a problem than it is in basketball.
Yeah, there's 11 guys and there's no guy on the same level. Like they had to figure out this awkward like, oh, it's Giannis's team, it's Dame team, he's the point guard, blah blah blah. There's none of that. It's like, okay, we have a great defense. Now we're going to drop in Micah Parsons. We're not going to be like, Micah, we actually need you to cover slots a half. Go do your thing. He'll be in coverage sometimes. He can do it, but he's gonna destroy quarterbacks. I think it's pretty simple. But the other thing, like the picks are right now when you have Micah Parsons 26, 27, that's a nice boost. And also, I think the Bucks Dame trade, if you ran that simulation 1,000 times, we probably got a bottom 10% outcome, right?
Yeah, the Bucks they got very unlucky.
Yeah.
It was an unlucky situation for everyone involved.
Yeah, I mean, the Giannis injuries, the Dame injuries, the Chris injuries, like literally every piece of it. There were issues.
The Adrian Griffin of it all.
The Griffin hire, failure,
Doc.
the Doc coming in, like as much as we love our Doc Holmes syndrome now. Yeah. So I wouldn't let that trade scare me from getting Micah Parsons.
I would still, at that time, I'm still making that Dame trade 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it with full hindsight, even saying that, but in
that moment.
Yeah, in that moment, you have to. Yeah. I mean, we didn't question it.
No, and I still don't question it.
No. Okay. That's enough of that. Full Micah Parsons, smarter Micah Parsons.
We're so excited.
We're just big Wisconsin sports guys now. We go to Brewers games. We're watching the Brewers, although that's not been as fun lately, so we're not going to do as much about them. Let's win some games. But all right, let's do.
Better win on Labor Day.
Win on Labor Day. Let's do Greece. So Giannis dominates. Greece beats Italy. 9-point win.
Also, it's fun to see Giannis play basketball. We got to see Giannis play basketball again. It's awesome.
31 points on 14 of 20 shooting. Shot well from free throw. Added 7 rebounds and 2 assists. Sloukas was the second leading scorer. Nicolo Melli for Italy had 15. I watched parts of this game, and here's why I think this is really important. And this is the most important Bucks perspective Giannis Greece run ever. This is like a minuscule version of what his Bucks experience is going to be like.
Yeah, I had a feeling this was where it was going to go.
Like Sloukas and Papanikolaou and Thanasis and Tyler Dorsey, like these are, I think, rough equivalents of versus NBA talent, what the Bucks are going to have. Like, to put it simply, Greece is like outgunned here outside of Giannis. Like, nobody expects them to go be a serious factor deep. They're kind of I wouldn't even say like a fringe pick to win it all. They're like a mid-tier team, I think is the general.
I think they were ranked according to like some EuroBasket feature thing, like 8th or 9th in EuroBasket.
Which is where a lot of people are putting the Bucks even just in the East, much less overall title odds. So I think if Giannis goes on some miracle run and wins or gets to the final or Final Four even with Greece here, I feel like he's going to sit here and look at like, you know what? I'm freaking Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can do this. Like, that doesn't matter what people think about my squad. I love these guys. I can win with these guys. Whereas if they get smoked out of this thing, then maybe Giannis sits there and goes, maybe the haters are right, in fact, that I couldn't do it. Maybe it was a great call by the haters. Maybe I should, go play with whoever else. So I think it's a really important. I think every Bucks fan who sits there going, I don't want him to get hurt, whatever, watch it and go Greece, go Hellas, like, please go win the whole thing and just reaffirm in Giannis, like, I'm the man. Me and my friends can beat anyone. Like, the power of friendship. Like the Brewers run right now with his employee, Sal Frelick. The power of friendship is more important than a big market or an NBA media rating before the season or whatever. So that's my perspective here, and it was nice to see him get a solid win over an okay Italy team to start things off.
Yeah, I also want to issue an apology. I know a few episodes ago I was like, yeah, Dante is playing for Italy. That's just a lie. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think I believe it's probably for the Olympics, like the next Olympics he's going to try to play, but just not for EuroBasket.
If I'm Italy, I'm not letting him. If you're not going to show up for EuroBasket, this is a big deal. Like, I'm sorry, not acceptable, Dante.
Yeah, or maybe it was like a little too late because that was a few months ago.
Yeah, maybe the paperwork wasn't done.
But I wanted to apologize.
Also, my shock and just hearing like Niang on the Italy side, and I'm like, that does not look like George Niang, who I don't think is Italian. There's another player named Niang on Italy who is getting to the basket. Does not really resemble Georges Niang in any way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the Greece game was kind of as expected, I think.
I think so. I mean, it's interesting to see how like heliocentric this Greece offense really is.
Yeah.
It's like every single possession is like, okay, where's Giannis? Where's the advantage? And I get it. you know, like it's nice to see after years of just watching old point guards pound the ball into the ground and not do anything. Like,
well, instead we had Tyler Dorsey airing the ball out and not doing anything. We're gonna need some better shooting from
Tyler Dorsey needs to
get all the misses out now. I mean, their group stage is relatively easy, but not a good opening performance from Greece's old point guard.
Yeah, but Giannis just showcasing every single move he has in the arsenal. He's getting to the basket in transition. He's getting it from the post. He's showcasing all sorts of fun post moves. He's getting some middies going. Good from the free throw line. Solid defensively. And, not getting to the line as much, which is expected in, international ball. Which is fine. I think that's okay. I think that's a win for all teams involved if Giannis is not at the free throw line that much. And I don't know, just an overall solid, efficient performance. Like not really used as much of I will say, one thing that's really interesting in regards to what can be seen as a parallel to the Bucks this season, not as much of as an initiator, really.
Getting him the ball in his spots.
Yeah, which is going to be really, really interesting to see, considering that Doc has said, like, Giannis is probably going to be handling a lot of the point guard duties and things like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it is. I think I'm just looking at standings here. Early on, kind of a surprise, I would say, is that Georgia beat Spain in the first game. So
Mamu went off.
The showdown with Mamu is going to be pretty crucial at this point to determining who gets out of Group C, I believe is their group.
It's Group C.
Group C, my bad. So the upcoming games, I just want to say this before we forget, because I was about to forget.
So Greece plays Cyprus on Saturday.
Cyprus 0-1. You would imagine Greece will do well there. Although that game is in Cyprus, I believe.
It is in Cyprus. All of these group stage games are in Cyprus, I believe. Yeah.
And then Georgia on Sunday.
Yes, that's going to be the big one. You win that, you essentially win the group. Or you at least advance. Because the top 4 teams in the group advance. It's going to be really, really difficult with at least with one win under their belt. Yeah. That Greece does not advance.
Then Tuesday, September 2 is the Bosnia and Herzegovina game. That's the other team that's won so far in the group. So in Group C, Bosnia beat Cyprus, Georgia beat Spain, and of course Greece beat Italy. So the 2 games against the 1-win teams now are of course huge. Obviously you want to beat Cyprus as well, and they should be able to do that. Hopefully you can rest Giannis a little bit in that game. Greece is currently 3rd in point differential as well, by the way. I do want to mention that. Their game against Italy was the closest. They won by 9. Georgia beat Spain by 14, and Bosnia and Herzegovina crushed Cyprus by 27. So, you guys got to finish top 4, but you'd like to be higher, of course, to, get a better seeding. Although, who knows?
You'd like to not be 4th? Because France is likely to finish 1st in Group D. And,
is that who they play?
Yeah, it's C versus D. So D1 would play C4 in the round of 16. So you would prefer to not
you want to be top. I mean, I think top 2 is reasonable. We'll see. The Georgia game is going to be a big one. You hope they can handle Cyprus without too much trouble. Do they not play Spain? Or is that Spain. Later?
They do play. They play Spain on Thursday, September 4th. It's the last group game.
Okay. So yeah, Spain, I mean, again, tough start for Spain. I wouldn't count them out entirely, of course. Like there's some talented players there, but they have taken a tough loss already. You don't want to have any let up. But yeah, it's going to be a good run. We're excited to see how Greece is doing this time next week when they'll be done with their games, so we'll for sure know. But yeah, I think not too much of a surprise so far. Thanasis hit a big 3 late in the 4th.
I was going to say 2 players on Greece's roster shot 100% from 3. One of them was Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. He had a solid game overall, I thought. Nobody
Yeah,
really
and
stood out
played more
besides
than I
Giannis.
thought he was going to.
Yeah.
Almost 14 minutes.
How much did Costas play?
Just a shade under 12,
Wow, a little
11:44.
surprised. He has a nice block in there. That was one of my favorite highlights. The Costas block to Giannis, the kind of pump fake dunk on the other end.
It's really fun to see. First off, it's just really fun to see those three play together.
Yeah.
And just, repping their country, all that. But it's great to see them play basketball.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you want a good finish here because, you can hope for like an upset or two per tournament, but if your route is like going through France and Serbia and or Slovenia, things get pretty tough pretty fast.
Yeah.
I think those are the top two, right? France and Serbia.
In EuroBasket overall, I would say so.
Slovenia, you just obviously
Germany.
Luka. Germany's always really good. Yes.
Germany is already 2-0.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be a problem.
Schroeder, Franz Wagner, just going off.
Yeah. Only one Wagner this year, though, thankfully.
Yeah. Still too many.
Yeah. Although if there's only one, that's the one you'd want to have to watch.
Yeah. No,
and have
true.
Giannis play against if they match up.
That is very true. They would not match up until the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
At the very earliest.
Yeah, I didn't leave the game super optimistic, but it's only the first game.
I thought it would be more convincing. I mean, Italy's like no these are guys who have been they're no cakewalk. These are guys who have been playing together for a long time.
I think Greece has lost to Italy actually in the last couple of years, so you can't take them too lightly.
No, they're a good team. Like they have good talent.
Yeah.
And they've just been playing together forever.
And I will say my positive about the game, obviously Giannis is, there's almost no one, if maybe no one in the whole tournament is going to be able to guard him. So if the teammates can shoot better, and he made some beautiful passes when he was doubled, he just didn't get a lot of assists because, again, like Dorsey was throwing up bricks. Slukas, I think, had 9. Papa Nicolau wasn't very effective offensively.
Giannis was the only double-digit scorer.
Yeah, like we can't have that going throughout the whole tournament. I don't think he was selfish. I think
31 next highest was 9.
Yeah, like that's a little too the Bucks too. Like those are going to be the games they probably lose. They're going to need to have better shooting. I think they can get it. I will say though, like Italy came back in the third quarter and really tightened it up, and Greece kind of surged back and just held it near double digits from there. Like a couple threatening runs in the fourth, but Greece bounced back. So I'd say it was a solid win for a game that they didn't shoot well. So now the question is, what's going to proceed? Like, are they going to be able to shoot it better, or are they just going to be locked in games where Giannis has to play really hard and really go and score it that much? I think that's going to be, as with any Giannis team, like the key differentiator of, can Slukas, can Dorsey knock down these threes, or otherwise they're going to be in dogfights, and against the really good teams, I just don't think they're going to keep up.
Yeah, you need off-ball guard scoring at you need that. You really need that. Same with what the Bucks need.
Exactly. So I feel better about the Bucks, obviously, and I made the comp earlier, but like you really trust Trent and Green and some of these other guys to knock those down, whereas the Greece players, it's not quite as certain, but Dorsey, Slukas, Papanikolaou are probably the best 3 players we've seen them pair with Giannis, so hopefully those guys could find a better form.
Exactly.
And hopefully everyone listening downloads the PrizePicks app using the link in our descriptions, wherever you're watching and or listening, or just go to your friendly app store, your friendly neighborhood app store, type in PrizePicks, download it, then type in Eurostep, the promo code associated with this here podcast, and then you can get $50 the first time you play $5, win or lose. All you have to do is pick, predict, play on PrizePicks. Opening up the app now. Bam. I love PrizePicks. They just hit you with the deals, Rohan. 40% payout boost on a tennis-only lineup. I don't know anything about tennis, but if I'm going to tap in and watch Tiafo, I'm going to be ready with PrizePicks. And of course, football around the corner. Kickoff, there's a deal. Dak Prescott, we just talked about Cowboys probably not going to do great. I think he'll get a yard. More than 0.5 passing yards is all you need to start your first football slate with a dub on PrizePicks. So we've got collegiate football starting up, of course, as well. I'm seeing Arch Manning here for Saturday morning. Is he going to have 2 passing touchdowns? I think so. Is Quintravion Wisener going to have a touchdown? Sure, that's a sick name. He probably will. And we talked about baseball earlier. If you want to dive in here, and let's see. Oh, Freddie Peralta, demon time, more than 5.5 pitcher strikeouts. Freddie's been dealing. Freddie's a Cy Young candidate today. Can he get Toronto to strike out that much? Maybe. That's a darn good team. That's a darn good team, but Freddie's a darn good pitcher. All of these options and more on PrizePicks. I could scroll through here all day. Everyone loves to just look at names of athletes. That's part of the appeal of PrizePicks too. You just swipe through and go, oh, that guy's projected for that many? Yeah, I think so. So download the app today. Use code EuroStep. You get $50 when you play $5, win or lose. It just adds a little bit of juice to your favorite sports watching. And we're entering a golden era of baseball, women's basketball, football on the pro and collegiate level, and, esports, everything else going on, tennis. Great time to download PrizePicks. So check out the app today. Use code EuroStep. Get $50 when you play $5, whether you win or lose that first time. Code EuroStep. PrizePicks. Run your game. Okay, we're officially in tier list mode, Rohan. I think we're going to be boring and have pretty similar tiers this time, but we'll see. We are tier listing the NBA's Eastern Conference. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Sure. I mean, it's going to be the same format that we did last week. If you missed last week, we did the Western Conference tier list.
If you missed last week, go listen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fill you in. You're going to be so confused.
I wasn't going to tell. I'm not telling you what we tiered. I'm just saying we have five. We have 5 tiers, I'd say.
You have 5?
5
I have 5.
Or 6.
I have 5.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
No, it was a joke. I was going to joke and be like, we're not going to explain our tier process. It's very simple. We just put the teams into tiers. It doesn't require much exposition, but we will anyway.
No. Yeah, and just like based on where we think these teams are going to fall in the standings and their level of contention and all that fun stuff.
Just how good they are. We're not predicting standings necessarily, although it's roughly equivalent, or playoff equity or whatever. Just how good are the teams? Let's keep it simple.
Yeah, let's go like that. So I think the top tier, I think we're going to have the same top tier. My number one team in the Eastern Conference in my first tier is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yep, I'll fill in mine too. Also the Cavs. The Max Strus injury, not great. Darius Garland is hurt.
But it still should be a very, very good team. Evan Mobley is only going to be getting better. Donovan Mitchell is still amazing.
Yep.
Jared Allen, he's still going to be a solid defender and can do solid center things around the basket. I think a lot of things are going to hinge on Evan Mobley and his development. But that was the case last year too, and he really showed up. Yeah. He absolutely showed up for that, and I see no reason really why there should be any sort of decline on that. They're a very well-coached team. They are a deep team. You have some issues with ball handling, so guess what? You add Lonzo Ball to the mix. They're just going to be a really solid team again. I have no questions really. Besides the injuries are big.
Yep.
But I have no questions about how this team really works. Yeah. I know how this team's going to work. They kind of remind me of the Bud Bucks a little bit. They're just going to be a machine.
Totally agree. Obviously, there's playoff questions, but there's no team in this tier, or in this conference, where I'm like, yeah, I know they're going to be awesome in the playoffs, so there's no reason for me to put anyone above the Cavs. I will say the injuries have me a little concerned, just because Lonzo is a nice add for them. Also, of course, not the most durable player, so if he misses time early, then it's like, we're starting Sam Merrill. Doesn't feel great to me, but they are a deep team. I think
NBA champion Sam Merrill to you.
NBA champion Sam Merrill, I know. I'm well aware. But yeah, I think their defense is going to anchor. Like, if you have a great defense, enough shooting, and Donovan Mitchell, I think that's a recipe to win a lot of games, and this is not a strong conference. So I think they're pretty obviously number one. I have them there too. I do have one more team in this tier.
Oh, interesting.
You have more?
Okay.
Or less?
I just have 2 teams in this tier.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God. I thought you said you had one more team than me. Oh,
no. I don't know how
many. Not even early. I don't even have that as an excuse.
So should I just put the Knicks in for both of us?
Yeah, just put the Knicks.
Okay. So I thought I flirted with putting them number one because I do think I kind of underestimate, like, okay, your top 5 players in some order are Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. pretty damn good top 5 players.
Really
with
good.
Deuce McBride is number 6, who I think is actually underrated and very good as well.
You had Jordan Clarkson. You had Yabu.
Okay, I mean, Yabu. I like Jordan Clarkson pretty bad last year, but we'll see. I mean, it's the Landry Shamet rule. You don't need a lot. I like Mike Brown. I'm not sure how he's going to do there. I do think there's kind of some weird Rick Brunson on the staff, and Jalen Brunson is very good, but I think they give him the ball too much, and there's more to work out here, I think, than was apparent.
That's why I put them number 2, is because they have things that they need to get used to. They have a whole new coach.
Yep.
Like, with Tibbs, you know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get hard-nosed defense. You're going to be playing a lot of minutes, but you're going to get results.
Yeah.
With Mike Brown, it's been kind of a mixed bag.
It's been an incredibly mixed bag.
So I don't know. Like, Mike Brown has had very successful teams. Like, so I understand why he's, now the coach of the Knicks. He has shown that he can be a very, very good organizer and and get a lot out of his players. But he's also been the captain of some ships that have not gone very well.
Sometimes it's the same team that does both.
Exactly.
I mean, he went from coach of the year to fired mid-season in 2.5 years, if that, with the Kings, 2 years? Which is not entirely on him, but
it's not entirely on him. The Kings are a different beast of a franchise.
We're talking about the Knicks here. Is it that different? Is it that different than this beast? I mean, they're not as good talent-wise, but in terms of franchise competence.
But I think they're a really good team who could be number 1, but I put them number 2 because they do have some more question marks.
With the Cavs injury, it wouldn't surprise me if the Knicks took the 1 seed. And maybe I could see them winning the East too. They're in this tier for a reason. I think I'm just giving Cleveland the edge because they were
in the conference finals last season.
Right. Yeah, I just got a better. I think Yeah. Yeah, I think it's hard to put them below the 2 spot at worst. And again, maybe they're better than the Cavs this year. But I'm going to give the Cavs. They were more of a machine in the regular season, and the Knicks with the new coach thing. I just want to see it. So. But yeah, I think it's a pretty close tier 1.
Yeah, I think so too. But that's the end of my tier 1.
Me too.
I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't think we're going to get much argument there.
I mean, people are excited about, I'd say, 2 teams mostly in the next tier nationally. But I just need to see more before I'm putting either of them in the top tier.
No, that's fair.
Who do you have number 3? The start of your second tier.
Number 3, the start of my second tier, I have the Atlanta Hawks.
I thought we were going to have different ones because oh my God, I also have the Hawks 3rd as the start of my second tier. I really thought...
We can't disagree with each other for too long, Ty. We're always going to come back to this.
I thought you were going to have the Orlando Magic, who I think people are higher on, and I expected you to have 3rd. So why the Hawks over the Magic as I try to get the color of this box right? Whatever.
The Hawks over the Magic because I know how this team is really going to work, which I have some question marks about the Magic. I know that this Hawks team is going to be run by Trae Young, who is, by the way, extension eligible and has not gotten a contract extension.
It's just you're giving me reasons why I think they shouldn't be this high, frankly.
No. But here's the thing. But that now we're getting contract year Trae.
Okay, yeah,
we're getting contract year Trae, proving that this team is worth really investing in. They make a lot of splashy moves. They've been building through the draft, but now this offseason things start to come together. The big acquisition is Kristaps Porzingis, who, by the way, is playing very well in EuroBasket. I guess he's fine now.
It's a good sign for them. Yeah.
Yeah, very good sign for them, who I think is going to be an amazing fit with them in terms of just being a massive, massive stretch 5 who can also protect the rim. Like that's... As the Bucks know, that's not something that comes very easily. There's
they basically
3 of those guys in the league.
They basically turned Capella into him for nothing.
Yeah.
That's good business. Obviously there's risk, but the investment is nilch. So yeah, why would you not want to do that?
Exactly. And yeah, you basically upgrade the center position for nothing. You get a good ball handling wing defender in Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yep.
You're going to have Jalen Johnson back this season, who has turned into an absolute stud.
You have the reigning most improved player, who also finished top 3 in DPOY, or did he win DPOY? No, he didn't win. Mobley won DPOY.
Mobley won DPOY. So, Dyson Daniels.
Yep.
This team has one player, I think, under like the height of 6'6". Like they're going to be a good offensive team because they have an amazing offensive engine in Trae Young, and they're just going to be really good defensive team. I think maybe I'm being too high because it usually doesn't come together like this right away.
Yeah.
I think they could vault into the first tier.
Here's my things with Atlanta. One, you said we know this is a Trae Young team. Those teams usually finish 500. And they obviously haven't been this talented around him. I know.
Exactly.
I'm very curious to see how good can a defense with him be? Because I think the targeting of him is going to be taken to a different level this year with how good the rest of the team is. And I'm just curious to see, like, what does that level out at? Like, what is the on-off split going to be? Defensive rating and net rating with Trae on and off. Because historically, they never score without him, but it's really hard to defend with him on. And I think they've done as good of a job as you can do. I'm curious to see it.
I think they have enough defensive pieces around him to make it work.
I think that's probably right. I think Porzingis does matter. I've seen people almost be like, "Oh, is it superfluous?
Superfluous?
Yeah. I knew it and then I overthought it. Like, does he even, like, if he's hurt, it doesn't matter? I think it does matter.
No, it matters.
I think it matters. And if he's good defensively, that does a lot for them. I like Okongwu. I think he's overrated.
He's just never turned out to be as good as we hoped.
No, he's a flashes guy, and there's a reason they really hesitated to make him the full-time starter, and then went and got someone else who I do think will start over him. By the way, that's my thought. We'll see, but I think Kristaps is just better.
Kristaps is going to start.
Yeah, but I have them third as well, just because I think their pieces are better than the other teams. I think they're really deep, and although Orlando I think was probably a little better than them last year, I do have a lot of Orlando questions. I'm not fully bought in, even though I think they will be better. But I think it's my turn, and I have the Milwaukee Bucks in fourth.
Adam for me as well.
Are you serious?
Yes.
We do not talk about this beforehand. Purposefully. I thought this was going to be my Maverick thing.
No, I have it. I have them there too.
God damn it. Well, here's the thing. I mean, we've talked about the Bucks quite a bit. They have the best player in the conference. That helps. I think the team fits really well around Giannis. I think he will probably play around 65 games, get that MVP qualification. I think they'll be really good when he plays. I think they'll compete with top teams when he plays with no real defensive liability and a shooting heavy, defense heavy, stretch five heavy roster that's way more athletic than the Bucks have been in years past. I just think it maybe won't be all sunshine and roses, but I do think that 8-game run to end the year without Dame and the playoff run without him when Trent and Green were on the court, I think it's real. I don't think it's just, it was small sample, whatever. I think that makes logical sense to me why it would work. And that was with Portis, who played really well in that stretch, just not the defensive player Miles Turner is. So I think they can really have something here, and they're going to get home court. The thing I don't feel strongly about is which of the teams I have in this tier finishes better than them, but I think they will finish fourth or fifth, probably behind one or two of these teams, because I think those teams just have more solid all-around talent and are a little less dependent on one player, but we will see.
Yeah, the other teams above them are not going to be heliocentric teams like we were talking about earlier.
Atlanta.
With how Jan. Yeah, Atlanta a little bit, which is why they're kind of in this tier too.
Yeah.
I just think the Bucks are going to be solid. I'm not like trying to overhype this team, because this is the team we cover, but they're going to be a good team. They have the best player in the conference, like you mentioned. They have a team that works. They have a team that fits together. They have a team that's going to be playing modern NBA basketball.
Yeah.
And they got younger. They got more athletic. They are more defensive minded. They have knockdown shooters. They have basically the Giannis formula.
Plus Kyle Kuzma. And they're really deep. So
yeah, and Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. And then as a homer, we put them fourth. We didn't put them sky high or anything. I think fourth is relatively fair. I think the general consensus I've seen is a little lower, but probably around the same tier. So let me guess. I mean, you almost have to. Is 5th Orlando?
No, we disagree.
Okay, you have Detroit.
I do have Detroit
Okay.
5th.
Okay, so you tell me. Oh wait, I shouldn't do this yet. You tell me why you have Detroit 5th. I have them 6th.
So I have Detroit 5th, mostly because I believe in what this team can accomplish. I believe in Cade Cunningham. I
Yeah.
believe in the formulas that they kind of unlocked last season, where you have, Cade just being like a guard who can score at all three levels and be a good defender. You have some athletic bigs, you have shooting, and you have just real NBA talent around Cade. Like I think Jalen Duren's going to get a little better. Who knows what's going to happen with some other picks, but I think this is, they're a good team. They're young. They have some experience now. They've been winning some games. They made it to the playoffs last season. They're going to be hungry for more. I think this is a team poised to take a real, I don't even know if it's like a real leap. It's like kind of the mini leap before the big leap. But I don't know. I think this is mostly an indictment on Orlando. But like I said with the Hawks, I know how this team fits together. I really don't get how the Magic fit together, and we're going to talk about them next.
Yep.
But I think Detroit fits really, really well together. And after watching the NBA for the last couple of years, I think that's what matters more. I think talent is kind of becoming like it matters a lot, don't get me wrong. But it's becoming more of a wash than it ever has been. And it's really more about fit. And I think this Detroit team knows how things fit. I mean, given Malik Beasley was one of their most important players last year, and who knows?
Might be back.
Who really knows? But Duncan Robinson's a good addition for that.
Yeah. They were 6th last year. I just kept them in 6th because I thought their offseason was lame. I thought they were going to do something a little more. And I know your point is good about their fit. I get it. And they would, I'm sure, tell me, oh, we're going to get Jaden Ivey back. That's our big acquisition alongside Duncan Robinson. That's cute. I don't really know what Jaden Ivey is yet. I really like Cade. I think Cade getting better is probably their case for being 5th or higher. I am keeping them in 6th because I look at them and their roster and I'm like, okay, so the second best player is, I think they hope Ivy or like Duncan Robinson or Beef Stew or Duren, who's, still, I think, again, kind of like one of these players where it's like, oh, he's so much upside. And then we're like, it's year 4 and the upside still hasn't really been reached yet. So I would like to see more proven talent on them. Maybe they move up just because the rest of the conference is squishier and they do have really good fit and Cade just rules. But I'm keeping them below Orlando for now, who I'm sure you have in 6th, so I'll fill that in for both of us. Our first disagreement of the pod. I'm putting Orlando higher, even though they won 3 less games last year. I just think the talent is so much better, and I think they could easily end up a top 2 seed this year if 2 things go right. 1, health, which was pretty bad for them last year. And 2, development of mostly Paolo, but a little bit Franz as well. Like Franz just couldn't shoot at all last season, which is pretty concerning, I think. One of those 2 guys needs to be like a 37% three-point shooter. I just don't think their partnership is going to make sense. I'm lower on them, though, than I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people would have Orlando closer to the 3 than the 5 or the 6. So I think it's almost like dynasty versus redraft fantasy football. Like, taking like a Jaden Daniels in redraft is a good pick, but it's not dynasty. I think we do this thing with Paolo where it's like they're going to be awesome because I think Paolo's going to be a superstar. I don't think he is yet. And I'm starting again to have a little questions like, okay, are we ever going to shoot it from longer than mid-range? Are we ever going to be a little more efficient, get to the basket a little more, defend a little better? So I just think Orlando, it makes sense. Bane's a big addition. But their team spacing is still pretty awful. I don't think one guy, even one as good as Bane, fixes it. And Suggs is just so important to them. And he just misses a lot of games every single year. So I like their talent. I think it's fun that they went all in. But I don't think it's going to immediately translate to them being one of the best teams. Although if everything goes right, I think they probably would be.
Yeah, I think like what you highlighted is kind of why I have them sixth, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of just things that could go wrong. Like injuries derailed this team last year, obviously. There's a chance that could happen again.
Yep.
Like some people need to recover. Uh, does Desmond Bain change your life in this regard? Like he's kind of expected to be like the guy who's going to be like, kind of take on more of ownership of this guard offense. Is that going to be a thing? Is that going to happen? I don't know. Like
My
I'm not convinced that Desmond Bain is a better fit for this team than KCP was.
my take is KCP is going to have a better 3-point percentage this year. I don't think KCP is a horribly washed. I think it's hard to be the only shooter on a team.
It really is. It's very difficult, and that's why guys have struggled on like Bucks teams of years past, where it's like
Yep.
you have to be that guy. And I think Kyle Korver, I mean that he's an example of that. Even though he shot amazing for the Bucks,
Yeah, Kyle Korver
but
was slump proof.
he talked about this when he was on about his time with the Cavaliers with LeBron. It's like it's there's a lot more pressure when it's just you
Yeah.
rather than you trying to fit into the scheme of a team.
Well, there is no scheme. That's the other thing about Orlando is their offense sucks because it's mostly just like watch Paulo and Franz dribble.
Yeah. And also, what's that dynamic like?
Yeah.
Paolo's kind of touted as, their best player, and I think he is their best player. But when it comes down to it, I think you'd much rather have the ball in Franz's hands sometimes, wouldn't you?
That's a now or later question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Franz to me is
I
just
think they're
like,
going to be good.
I think what we haven't talked about, their defense will probably be elite again. So I think that gives them probably a higher floor than maybe we're giving them credit for. But I think Atlanta's defense will be really good. I think the Bucks will. I think this is actually probably a pretty good defensive conference. Who offensively we'll see. But I buy their talent more than Detroit, so that's why I put them higher.
That's fair. I mean, they were close for me.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like there's this massive gap between Detroit and Orlando in the second tier.
Right. So I think you are up. Let's recap our top 6. So these are the above play-in teams. It will be a fast recap because we have almost the exact same. Cleveland, New York, Knicks, Hawks, Bucks, Magic, Pistons for me, and then same for you, but the Pistons and the Magic are switched, the 5 and 6. So those will be the top teams. So we both have, or no, I have Bucks Magic first round. You have Bucks Pistons. I would prefer to watch Bucks Pistons, frankly, but those would be our first round matchups based on this. So who do you have 7th, the first play-in team in the East? I found this next section to be very difficult to sort out.
So this is the start of my third tier.
Me too.
And I only have 2 teams in this tier.
I only have 1.
Okay.
This is where I get wonky. My only 1-team tier, so don't get mad at me. Only did 1.
I have 2 teams in this tier, but I think we might have the same 7th team or 6th team.
Who do you have? 7th.
7th team.
7th.
I have the Philadelphia 76ers.
I have the Philadelphia 76ers as well.
And I know why they're in their own tier. Who knows?
No team has a wider range of outcome.
Who knows?
They could be a top 3. I think top 2, I think, is pushing it. They could be a top 3 seed. If Embiid played 70, that's insane. 60 games. What are they going to go? Are they going to go 48 and 12 in those games though? Against this East, like with the guard talent they have, like. And if Embiid plays 20 games, are they going to go 12 and 48 in the other? Like maybe.
Yeah, it's they have such a wide range of things that can happen. It's kind of insane. It all hinges on Embiid. Have we heard anything?
I don't. I think there's some like, oh, he's not totally cleared yet, which is like, oh, so I just think we're gonna do the same thing we always do with him, frankly.
Which is not good.
He's like, we know no back-to-backs, so that's why I was like, okay, it can't be 70 games because it's literally impossible.
I think 60 is too high.
60 is really. I mean, 60 is like I think their best case outcome for him at this.
I think you aim for 50.
I mean, I think you'd like 60, but I think 50 is a lot more realistic. I think George is hurt, just got knee surgery, so that's really bad. Quietly, their 3-4 depth is quite poor. Quentin Grimes still unsigned, would push them deep into the tax if they sign him. That's one to watch. That's not getting a lot of buzz. Very important for their team. Like, is is VJ Edgecombe their starting small forward. I mean, that's fun for the future, but probably not great for the now. Maybe he's a fun player. Obviously, I like Maxey quite a bit.
The good thing about VJ Edgecombe is he's had, experience with like international ball and doing things like that. So there's a chance, and why I say there's a wide range, there's a chance that he could step in and be like a real contributor right away.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be on like Cooper Flagg levels.
No.
But there's a chance. It's a lower chance than it is for Coop, but I think there is a chance that he could come in and just be a solid contributor day one. Yeah. Maybe not like season one overall.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. So,
but it could also just be a big growing pains period.
Yeah,
like that's the thing with rookies.
He could shoot 28 from three, and they just can't really play him with Embiid much, and then
they already got lucky doing that once with Tyrese Maxey.
Well, twice with McCain.
That's true. Yeah.
Who's back? And again, I think their guard depth with Maxey, McCain, kind of Edgecombe is good. Again, TBD on Grimes, like kind of a really important piece they could really use at the three that is still not on the team. So
yeah. But it all hinges on one, whether Embiid is going to play or not.
Who's their backup
two,
center? Is it still Drummond? Or Bona? They have Bona? Bona's nice.
Yeah, Bona's pretty good. They lost Gershon Yabusele, obviously, to the Knicks.
So, like, again, I think their center room looks great when Embiid plays, and when he doesn't, it's like, okay, we're asking a lot of Adem Bona, who was great last year, but great on a team that finished third worst in the conference. So
yeah. That's why they're a wide range team.
I don't think they will finish seventh, but I just put them in the exact middle because I didn't know what else to do with them.
I think they genuinely could finish seventh.
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
Like if Embiid plays like 45 games or something.
What is their pick protection this year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That colored some of my analysis on who I have 14th. I will spoil that right now. Philly. It's protected 1 through 4 to Oklahoma City. That could get interesting.
It could.
If Embiid is out the first month and they start poorly, do they try and pull the ripcord again? That's hard to do. It's hard to pick top 4 in this lotto.
It really is.
Because you're not going to be worse than Brooklyn. I mean, you'd have to do a lot to be worse than Brooklyn.
No. You're not going to be worse than Brooklyn.
So, if you finish and Utah in that conference, so if your ceiling of suck is third worst, there's like a 50% chance you still lose your pick. So I don't think they would, but that's, maybe you jump in the lotto too. Maybe you're just like, yeah, we'll finish 11th and see what happens, but tough if you send a lottery pick to Oklahoma City of all teams.
Yeah. I mean, that almost happened last year.
Yeah, it was very close.
They just got lucky. I mean, their offseason has just been nothing.
No.
Really.
Draft VJ Edgecombe. That's about it.
Yeah.
Sit there with Grimes, staring contest.
Resign Eric Gordon?
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry?
Yeah, I thought both of those guys might retire, which is not a great sign if those are your big signings.
Yeah. It's just a bad offseason.
Yeah, we're probably putting him too high, to be honest.
We might be. Well, here's the thing is, if Embiid and PG play,
I don't even care about PG. It's Embiid and Maxey for me.
Yeah.
I mean, PG
They're going to be a good
but
team.
Yeah, I don't even say if. In the games those guys are on the court, they'll be way better than the teams below them. But when Embiid is off, I think they are down in the bottom 4 or so. Okay, So let's go back to you, even though I think it's my turn. Who do you have in the tier with Philly?
Another team with a wide range of things that could happen, and that's the Boston Celtics.
I do not have them here. Interesting.
So the Boston Celtics.
I think you're going to laugh at who I have 8th. I'm kind of worried about this. Go talk about Boston. I have them.
I know who you have, and I'm ready to laugh.
I have them 11th, by the way. I have Boston 11th.
So with the Celtics, they've obviously had a fire sale. They obviously lost Jason Tatum for probably the entire year. Just sucks.
Yeah, not good.
You trade away Kristaps Porzingis. You trade away Drew Holiday. You get Anthony Simons back, who may be still being shopped. Who knows? They might not be done with their offseason.
They're just they're selling parts, basically. And the team sold for parts.
Yeah, the team literally did sell.
Yeah.
And,
shouldn't say for parts. It was a very big purchase.
Yeah. The thing is, they were such a deep team that they still have good players.
They do.
Like you still have Jaylen Brown, you still have Derek White, you have like for now you have Anthony Simons. Like that's better. Like that's not a lot, but that's better
It's not a lot.
talent than some of the than some of the teams below them. And plus, they're a very well coached team.
They are. Well, that's going to be interesting. I don't know if Missoula's job has been all that difficult.
That's also fair.
Hey, we have 6 like guys who would be a top 3 player on every team in the league, and they can all shoot. How about you all shoot? And that's kind of been the game plan.
PP is going to be a starter. Actually, I might be talking myself out of this.
Here's why. So I think they want to be kind of bad. I don't think they're going to push Brown, was kind of banged up, and White that hard, who's older, 30 plus. Anthony Simons starting 1 guard or 2, whatever, starting guard. I assume he starts if he's still there. And then your starting center is Precious Achua or Luka Garza? Or Neemias Queta? Yeah. So, I like Derek White a lot. I just don't think you're guarding anyone. I don't think you're seriously guarding anyone if you have Simons at point of attack or near it, on the court. And that's your center rotation. I don't think 2 of those players are actually centers. And then Queta is like
I'm kind of talking myself out of this. Maybe Amari Williams comes in and is just good.
Here's why I'm convinced myself that they want to tank. What's the guy's Hugo? What's his last name? Hugo Gonzalez, the guy they drafted, is like the most classic stealth tank commander pick ever because he's not good at anything, but he might be good at everything someday. And exactly the kind of guy you take and you play 25 minutes a game. If you're like, we want to pick high next year, and maybe this guy turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have just I'm too high on this team.
They usually find a way to win. So I don't blame you. Jaylen Brown and Derek White are way better than the best 2 players on every team below them. I feel pretty confident in saying that. One of them's a little close maybe, but yeah, I dropped them because I don't think they haven't filled out this roster in a way that tells me, yeah, we want to compete next season.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's okay. It's okay for us to disagree. You can laugh at me now. I didn't laugh at you, but yeah, I guess.
Is it the Raptors?
It's the Raptors. Here's the thing.
I have the Raptors next.
Okay, so not that bad. So you have them start of we both have them start of our 4th tier. Yeah. They're kind of just like a poor version of the Knicks. Like you go down their roster and you're like, okay, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Jakob Poeltl, like it's a lot of good players. I don't love any of them, but when I'm looking at their 5th best player or 4th best player versus like the Heat, the Pacers, the Celtics, yeah, they're way better. They're just way better. And I think their coach is okay.
Their coach is okay.
Grady Dick kind of came on. I didn't even mean that.
Oh man, I didn't even clock that. Oh man. God. I think Rajakovic has some things to prove. Like this is a pretty talented roster.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing: you say they're like a version of the Knicks, but it's just the guys the Knicks got rid of to build a good team.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like
the reject Knicks.
Yeah, which is like, is that good?
No, it's not good. I mean, eighth in the bad East. That's where it is.
I think, yeah, they're going to be a good, actually, I don't know. Are they going to be a good defensive team?
I don't know.
I don't know if they are.
And I want to make this clear. I hate the way they operate as a franchise. Like, I think everything they've done is bad. Like, Barnes is overpaid. Ingram is not a good fit. The Poeltl extension is frankly insane. One of the they gave him like 4 years. Like, who was coming to bid for Poeltl? I mean, it was an extension. He wasn't a free agent. Like, what if he declines this year? Could totally happen. Whatever. They love Jakob Poeltl more than anyone else ever has or will. No offense to people in his personal life. The Raptors love Jakob Poeltl more than you do. But I think their team is good for now. I think the fit is bad. And I think that's what holds them back. Like, I think if 5 players that good, and like, I don't want to say where I think they are league-wide. I haven't listed out all the players, but I don't know. Top 50 to 60 probably ish, like around that range, like good players. If those players all fit together really well, that team could be awesome, but I don't think they do. So I think they're here.
I don't think so either. Maybe Mamu is just a sensation.
They did add Mamu. That's nice for them.
If there's any team he's going to fit with, it's a team that fits with no one, and that's the Toronto Raptors.
There you go. It's a big year for Barnes to kind of be like we could be, because he had all the hype after the rookie year. There's a world where we're sitting here in January and we're like, oh, he's the fourth best player on this team.
Yeah, I mean, last year they started to go point Scotty, right? And
they lost 52 games.
Yeah, it didn't go great. But I think it didn't go great for the team, but I think Scotty was producing pretty well. You started to see what kind of player he can be, which is what you obviously want to see after you give them a ton of money. Is, oh, maybe we can see what this guy actually is. But better late than never.
Yeah.
I think it's a big Brandon Ingram year too.
Yeah. Paid him a lot.
They did. Does he care?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Is his career going to be more of like a, oh man, who did we talk about? Is he going to be more of a Rudy Gay?
Rudy Gay, yeah, Rudy Gay, or who did we comp him to last time?
Oh man,
I don't even remember.
Kuminga,
yeah.
Is he going to be a Rudy Gay, and I mean that complimentary, or are you going to be more of a? I don't even know.
I don't know who you view as the bad one. If Rudy Gay's the good one.
Rudy, you're sleeping on Rudy Gay, man. Nah, hey, that's a big 3 MVP right there.
Oh God! All right, Chris Haynes, relax.
Did you see they suited him up? They put Chris Haynes on the court.
I didn't, but I'm gonna have to go watch that. Did he talk about his landlord experience or just who?
They put him on the court. This is way after I turned tweet notifications off. I still think one of the I ratioed Chris Haynes, which I think was cool. I think it was just like he retweeted a big 3 tweet and it said like, what was it? Headband Haynes is different, and it's just him playing in the
Wait, is that what you ratioed?
No. This was a while ago when I said like we're turning tweet notifications
off. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean you reached that point with all of them.
And like he's just I don't know if this was like a celebrity game or like an all-star game or something, but he's just on the court and he's like playing. And I'm like, what's going on here?
I will say,
can you imagine just like during the celebrity game at All-Star, you just have Zach Lowe just going in and just playing? Like that's just not a thing.
No. The big 3 is different, man.
Big 3 is different. What was I even saying?
Raptors. So I don't know how we got.
It's a big year for Brandon Ingram.
Yeah,
big
year for all
Rudy
of them.
Gay.
I mean, it's like it's a 10-way prove it year.
Yeah,
because
which is
expensive and they lost 52 games last year. No, I don't think so. But I mean, again, if they finish lower than 8th, like you got to blow up your rebuild. Again, they didn't. You got to blow up your retool. I don't know if they will.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess we have the same team next.
Okay.
Also, a team that wears red.
Yes.
Miami Heat.
No.
Oh. Do you have the Bulls this high?
I do have the Bulls.
What is going on with your list, brother?
I thought I was like, oh, cool.
Oh my God, you have the Bulls. I mean, 10th is pretty low. I shouldn't act like
10th is very low, just because the Bulls are married to the play-in tournament, and I had to make sure they're in the play-in tournament.
I can't do it. So I'll tell you why I can't do it. Their best player, I won't besmirch, your dinner companion, Nikola Vucevic. But also, dear God, their best player in 2025, most of the season in 2026, Nikola Vucevic. Or Kobe White, who is like a good...
Or Josh Giddey.
Can they sign him?
Yeah, assuming he comes back. Remember when... Or here's the thing.
You're not selling me.
It could be Matas.
Those are
and
the guys
that would be an amazing sign.
If Madas just becomes LeBron, that would be great for them. I'm not going to pencil that one in. A fun rookie season. They do not have enough good players.
No, but it's 10th in a bad East.
I get it. I get that. I can't put them above Indiana. I can't put them above Miami. Like
I can for one reason in particular, and we'll get to it.
I think they are. I have them 13th. I think they're going to be dreadful. I think Billy Donovan is like the most, and this is not an insult nor a compliment.
Freshly extended Billy Donovan.
Of course, because he's the most mid coach ever, and they love mid in Chicago because it's not expensive and it fills the seats. I think they're going to be dreadful.
I don't know. I can't get there.
So we're starting like Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Matas, Vooch, and we can start Essengay. Like I don't know. Does it matter?
I mean, Pat Williams is still on the team.
Oh, good. Pat Williams is great because he's also
you could start Trey Jones.
Not good at anything.
Trey Jones is good at things.
No, Pat Williams.
Oh yeah. Trey Jones is a good point guard. Giddey's a good.
Had a good year, and and they're going to pay him $50 million a year. I think the talent here is really.
How
bad.
about you pay him $40 million and give me and Ty $5 million each?
If that helps get the deal done, I'll step in. Mediation fee. I'll take $1 million.
Same. I'll take like $500K.
No. That's not. When they call us, we can then they can negotiate us down.
Okay, that's fair.
But I think the Bulls are going to be really bad. I probably put them one spot too low, but I can't do it.
I have them here purely because I think we're getting a Mata sleep.
Okay, well that's fun.
I'm really high on him as a prospect.
Wait, what? You have them 11th. Wait, did I mark this wrong? No, I put Boston.
I have them 10th.
I should have put Chicago. My bad. I copied the wrong team in.
Yeah, I have them 10th.
You have them 10th. So let's go back to me for a minute. I'll put them in. I have them 13th. They're the last team, and I have a big tier here. My 9 through 13, it's 8 through 13 is all the same tier. I could not differentiate these teams at all. My 9 is Miami. I don't like their team very much. I think Bam is good. I think there's going to bounce back. He had a pretty bad year. And we're at the point where the teams are all bad enough that I go, wow, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, pick and roll with some okay role players. Like, that's better than the options I have below them. And they kind of always end up around this range too.
Yeah, they do. I think they miss out on the play-in. Honestly,
I can see it. I mean, I have them.
I think they're going to start. I think they're going to start selling for the first time.
I think the Norm Powell for free probably swung them up here, and I really question how they're going to defend with him in Hero. But that is a nice, like, offensively, a guy to help Hero out a lot.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think they're going to be sellers as this season goes on. And that's why I have them lower.
What is there to sell?
Andrew Wiggins. I think a contender would take the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks would take Andrew Wiggins in a heartbeat.
But again, like Powell, Wiggins, Hero, Bam.
Powell can get you assets. Andrew Wiggins
Apparently
can get you assets.
Apparently he doesn't get you a whole lot. He gets you John Collins on an expiring. That's it. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they have any direction as a team post Jimmy.
What's new? They didn't have any direction.
Well, at least with Jimmy, you had direction. You know, you know what you're going to be as a team. Now I don't think they have any idea what they are as a team.
I think
what can this team actually do? They're not going to be a contender.
No,
they're not going to be good.
I think they think they're going to swing some big trade. That's always what they do.
But for what?
Like Giannis, they legitimately
no. But even if they do that, okay, I guess the point is delusion, because even if you do that, what do you have?
Well, yeah, they're like, oh, we have our Heat culture. We're developing guys. We're gonna bring in a superstar. We're gonna have Bam, Pelle Larson, and Nikola Jovic, and we're gonna be awesome. Davion Mitchell. They have a lot of okay players. I think they'll be in the play-in unless something drastic happens. I think that's what they want.
Maybe I have them too low.
I mean, it's all the same tier, right? Like this, there could be a lot of movement. Like if Bam misses any time, I'm like, okay, how do they defend anyone? So I don't think they're sure in the play-in, but I like their chances.
Yeah, Yeah, that's fair. I mean, is Kello Ware is gonna be
Yeah, where I
solid.
like the list goes on of guys. So I'm like, yeah, they're at least solid.
Is Terry Rozier gonna be on the roster?
It would be great for them if he just got like Rico'd. That's their hope, I think.
I think so.
Could you imagine putting that in like the off-season
Allegedly.
summary, like Terry Rozier? It just didn't happen, and I don't think it will. But like, I think what I'm saying is this is their wish list is like you'd love to wake up and see like, oh, we signed Davion Mitchell, we traded for this player, we traded for Norm Powell, we imprisoned Terry Rozier. That would be like their goal.
His contract is void because he went to federal prison.
That's their wish list, but they're not getting it. They let him
Allegedly.
off. He beat the charge for now.
For now. Allegedly.
Allegedly. No, I think that part is true. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just going to be the same flavor of mid, and they're just like, well, someone's going to become available, and Riley's going to dump the rings on, and the rings are all like tarnished and dirty, and he's dumping them on the table. They're spilling. But I think that's what they do. Should I do my 10th or your 11th?
Yeah. Do your 10th. Let's catch up.
We already talked Boston and Chicago. I have them 11 and 13. My 10th is the Indiana Pacers.
Ooh.
You have them lower?
Ooh. I do.
How low?
I have them 14th.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I'm not trying to disrespect the Pacers or anything like that.
Wow.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
14th?
I've obviously learned my lesson about disrespecting the Indiana Pacers. Do not get me wrong. I think it's going to be intentional.
I don't actually.
I do think it's going to be intentional. You have Halliburton out the entire year.
Yeah.
You lost Miles Turner, obviously. Yep. Big get for the Bucks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Really appreciate it. I think they obviously they traded for their first round pick back this year.
Before the Halliburton thing, but yes.
Before the Halliburton thing. During the mid-finals trade, which is crazy.
It was a tax duck at the time.
It's really, really lucky.
Yeah, it is.
And I think they're going to take advantage.
Was that also the Pels?
It was the Pels.
Oh my God.
I believe, right?
I think it
had
was.
to have been.
I'm pretty sure it was, which is just like, of course. So in the same offseason, they gave up the better of their and the Bucks unprotected pick and the Pacers unprotected pick.
Yeah. And wait, which pick did they give up to the Hawks?
That was the Bucks.
Oh yeah, that's the better of the Bucks. Yeah. And I think they're going to take advantage of that. I mean, they're in a prime position to just, pull the plug on the season and get an incredible asset to pair with their young team, who's already proven to be really good.
I think they're going to be in the lottery. I don't think they're going to win through the play-in, but I think their players outside of Siakam are all like their key players are relatively young, and I just don't see those guys wanting to get shut down. And I think like Carlisle's competitive, and Indiana doesn't really like to do stuff like that. Like they mostly tank by accident, it feels. And maybe they. But
I think that they've already built like a lot of that goodwill up already.
Well, I think it's a mentality thing, not like a we can't thing. But I see.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I just think it's too good of an opportunity.
But I think the other teams are so bad.
This is a bad.
Like, who are you shutting down? I guess Siakam.
You're shutting down Siakam.
Want to be shut down? How old is like? That's it. That's the thing I find curious about them. This is like
Siakam's 31.
Yeah, like I just want to give up my age 31 season.
He's older than Giannis. I know that.
I think that it's kind of a tough sell for Siakam. I think to just be like, yeah, we're just not going to compete this year.
He's 31. He turned 31 in April.
So you're just like you're going to be 32 the next time you play in a meaningful game. I think that's tough.
I mean, that's going to be the case anyway.
Well, I mean, play-in, right? Like I think they could. I think if they try, they'd be probably a play-in team. So here's the case why I have them 10th. Nembhard, Mathurin, Nesmith, Siakam, and then like Jay Huff or whatever is like better than the Bulls, or I think better than the Celtics all told. I think the Celtics top guys are obviously better, but I think Indiana has more role players than like McConnell off the bench, Obi Toppin off the bench. The center position is really bad. I couldn't put them any higher than 10th. Like, bad center is just tough in the NBA. That's why I dropped them and the Celtics down this far.
This is you're doubting James Wiseman.
doubting James Wiseman, doubting post Achilles Isaiah. Who's their other center?
Isaiah Jackson.
Isaiah Jackson. I almost said Isaiah Stewart. Thank you. My guy, Isaiah Jackson.
And post Achilles, James Wiseman?
Yeah. Yeah. So Jay Huff.
Am I making that up, or is he just bad?
No, he tore it. He tore it. Both. So yeah, two centers who aren't good off significant lower leg injuries, plus Jay Huff, who's like teams keep giving up on. I think he's okay at starting center. He's way overtaxed, but like they have good players, and I don't think if they lean into the tank, they'll for sure be lower. Maybe though, I don't know. I think we're getting down to pretty bad teams here.
Let Cam Jones run the show, my guy.
But again,
let Johnny Furphy develop.
Furphy might help. I don't know. We'll see. They could certainly be lower. The thing, here's why I might have them too high, is though they're guys who I talked about as being important, have tended to miss some time for them. And like, if Nembhard's out for like a month or banged up for a month, then I'm just like, okay, there's not enough guard play.
See, I think that's fair. And I want to be very clear with what I'm saying. I think if they want to, they will be better than 14th.
Yeah, obviously. I see what you're saying. You think
obviously. I think they're going to want to be 14th.
Yeah.
And that's why I have them there.
I get it. I will tell you why I don't think they'd be that low, even if they wanted to, but not until we get there. Who do you have 11th?
11th, I have the Miami Heat.
Okay, I was going to say, you can't drop the Heat too much lower, right?
No. Just your guy Bam.
My guy Bam, the midi
maestro.
Basically Dirk 2.0.
Yeah. It's just like you said, you can get a lot done with Tyler Hero, Bam, Wiggins, playing good defense. It's a SPO team. I have them outside the play-in, but this is, they're gonna get some good wins. They're gonna have some really bad losses, and that's the Miami Heat.
Hard to play in Miami too. That helps.
Yeah.
Miami flew. Then you
don't have to deal with crowd noise until the second half.
So I don't think we've talked about either of our 12th teams yet, because you had the Bulls higher and I had the Pacers higher.
Yeah. So who do you have? Are we both on 12 now?
Yes. Oh, I think it's going to be the same team. Team Crime, the Charlotte Hornets?
It's not.
Okay. Wow. Do you have the Wiz here?
I do.
Okay, let's do Hornets.
Let's do the Hornets.
Wait, is this all same tier for you? Where does your tiers change?
My tier ends at Team 12.
Okay, so you have the Wiz in the tier with the Raptors, Bulls, Heat, and them. That's all one tier. Okay. Okay, here's why I'm doing the colors, so I'm going to talk slowly for a second. Here's why I have the Hornets this high.
This high.
12.
12.
All the way up to 2 spots. Where did they finish last year? Is this where they finished last year?
It sounds right.
They were 14th. They were 14th. So jumping up 2 whole spots. They were 19 and 63. It's not nothing to be 12th and in the play-in mix. This is my play-in mix tier.
That's not a real thing.
It is when you're 19 and 63.
Okay, you know what? I will say you're right. It is a thing.
The Bulls' the whole franchise ideology.
You're right. I take it back.
Okay. I have the Hornets 12th. I oversimplify some of this, but I'm just like, if they're ever healthy, and they never are, but if they're ever healthy, like LaMelo Ball, I like Khan. We'll see up and down preseason, but I like Khan. Brandon Miller, obviously very much dislike him as a person, but Miles Bridges has been a good player in the NBA. Just like a lot more talent than what the Bulls will have.
Sexton?
Sexton I like. Here's the thing.
Dinwiddie?
Here's why I can't put them any higher.
He's going to get them all into invest in Galaxy or whatever?
Galaxy coin or whatever. Din shitty coin.
That's the best thing Kyle Kuzma's ever done.
That and the title are really the top two.
No, Din shitty's
better. Here's why I can't put them any higher than 12. And I think like LaMelo's difficult to rate, but like clearly like the good LaMelo days, he's way better than the players in
good LaMelo is one of the best shows in the NBA.
And like he almost beat the Bucks when the Hornets played a bad game just because they could not guard him at all. Like when he's on, he's on. The problem is he's not on over the course of a season. He's never healthy. He's always injured. The rest of their team mostly is as well. In addition to that, I think Charles Lee is good, so that helps. In addition to that, one of the worst center rooms. And I'm just going to keep hitting this. I have Indiana, Boston, Charlotte all in a row. They just don't have real NBA centers. Like, they just don't. And
thank you, Miles Turner.
Thank you, Miles Turner. They love Kalkbrenner, the Hornets do, the rookie. And I think as much as probably any rookie in this class, he's poised to come in and have a good defensive impact, but he may be nothing offensively.
He has a really good opportunity to.
He won like 4 Big East defensive player of the years or something. Like first player since Ewing to do that. And obviously that doesn't mean he's going to be Patrick Ewing, but I do think he's going to be like a good defensive center. Don't know if he can do anything offensively.
Two prospects we really liked in Kalkbrenner and James.
Yeah, Zion James too, the rookie. I like him as a wing. But then it's like Kalkbrenner is your starting center, and then Diabate, who's like a hustle rebound guy, is your other center. That's really bad.
Diabate is pretty good.
He's pretty good, but like if he's
not a center.
No, but he's got to be here. Like they just never. He's like a
4.5.
Yeah,
he's a good small ball 5.
Bad place to be though.
Yeah,
you almost always.
He's a good 5 in stretches.
I
think he's a good 5 with LaMelo in stretches. Like I think he can be a good fit.
You just never guard anyone.
Yeah.
You always want him as your guy who's like, oh, someone's hurt. He can come in and do something. And he's like one of their only 2 centers on the roster. And the other's a rookie in the second round. So,
hey, is this Mason Plumlee erasure?
He's not there, is he?
Is he? I thought he was.
Is that better or worse?
I think it's worse. It's better. No, I think it's better.
I don't know. I think he was one of the worst players in the league last year.
But he is a center.
He played 74 games for Phoenix last season?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, 70? Oh my god.
He played in 70.
Sorry, that didn't clock. It didn't clock to me.
He was a full-time starter with Charlotte 2 years ago. Yeah, I guess they have him. So maybe I kind of like Kalkbrenner. I don't know. Maybe one of those guys won't play.
I mean, he's a good person to have for
he's
a young
35 years old.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Grew up in Warsaw, Indiana.
That tracks.
Warsaw, Indiana. And I have the Hornets 12th. So you have Washington 12th.
I do. I have the Hornets 13th.
Okay.
I have Washington 12th.
Does that start of your bottom tier?
Yeah, that's
Hornets?
the start of my bottom tier.
Yeah.
We didn't say a single good thing about them besides like they're like the Justin Herbert of the NBA. It's just if.
Charlotte?
Yeah.
Great comp. Sell me on Washington 12. I'm going to sell you why Washington 14, which is where I have them.
Here's the thing. I might be getting ahead of myself here. I think Washington could be better than 12th.
Wow.
I think that the Washington Wizards have a solid young team. They have a team that fits together. And that's what I've been preaching all episode long is fit. The issue is that they're not very good yet. But it makes sense as a roster, right? You have Alex Sarr, you have AJ Johnson, like Corey Kispert, and you have vets for Koulibaly, that's the guy I was missing.
TJ Johnson.
Keshawn George.
That's the rookie. Or no, what's his name?
It's not TJ. Wait, not TJ. Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson. Yeah, sorry.
TJ is his initials, so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. And the thing is, you have like that's a good young core.
It is.
Like that's solid young talent. They also have the vets to teach them how things go. Mm-hmm. You have Chris Middleton on the roster. You have CJ McCollum on the roster.
Here's how to ruin the CBA. That's what he's going to teach them.
Or he could say, "This is what I did wrong."
Yeah.
If you really matured.
Consider playing on a team with Damian Lillard.
You only have a couple years left to do it.
Yeah.
That's
who's the
sad.
third? Do they have is that it now? Because they got rid of Smart.
Yeah, they got rid of Smart.
So yeah, those two guys. Good vet group. I agree.
Good vets. Chris especially.
Yeah. But
you have guys who you can learn from. And they all of their young guys actually started to come together pretty well at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Like I went to a Wizards game in April, and I was like, they lost the game.
Yep.
But
tended to happen.
It was actually a close game. I forgot who they were playing. It wasn't a good team, but I'm not really helping my case here. They looked good together. Like everyone seemed to know where everyone was on the court. You could see them start to figure things out. Like there was a possession where I think Alex Sarr caught the ball on kind of a short roll, and he immediately looked to the wing because he knew exactly where Corey Kispert was going to be. And was it Kispert? It might not have been Kispert, but he knew where a wing was going to be immediately. All I'm talking about here is the decision making.
No, I get it. I like their young core a lot as well. I think they probably have the most promising, if you're not counting like Cooper Flag or whatever, but like a full young core of a team that's not going to be good, which, okay, I just overqualified. It's like 4 teams who would qualify there, but they're the best of those 4 teams. Here's why I have them 14th.
Carrington, I'm still high on.
I like Bub. Here's why I have them 14th. I agree with you entirely. I wanted to put them higher. They didn't go get any like actual good players to slot in. They're like taking salary
Cam
dump
Whitmore
veterans.
erasure.
No, it's not. They're taking washed veterans and the free Cam Whitmore flyer. So like, we're going to help them get better. We're going to get picks, whatever.
Bagley's going to be a solid, like sneaky good addition.
Okay. Here's the real reason. They owe a top 8 protected pick to the New York Knicks this year.
Oh, yeah.
So I just think it's going to be like, oh, Chris, you're
from what?
I don't know. It might have gotten passed around. I mean, they were doing.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Can I?
I love figuring out where picks come from. It's so fun.
I think this dates back. I think this might date all the way back to. Is this a Westbrook trade? Washington, Houston, 2020.
That is Westbrook.
Jesus. Top 8 protected becomes a second if protected. So if they pick in the top 8, they owe a second. If they don't, they send their pick. So I can just see it now. Like Chris Middleton, 6 for 7 from 3. We're up 3 against the Hornets. Yeah, Chris, your knee's bothering you.
Welcome back to the Bucks, Chris Middleton.
Yeah, your knee's bothering you, Chris. Come on, come sit down. Our docs, we're measuring your output, and you've done 1 too many miles today. Come on, come take a seat. We're gonna let let's see, scroll down. We're gonna put. I don't know who they're gonna put in. We're gonna. You said
Jameer Watkins.
But or Cam Whitmore.
Yeah.
So it's boring. It's not a basketball analysis, really. But I think they're just going to be like, yeah, we'll take another top 4 pick here. Because that's the thing. It's easy to be bad in the NBA this year, I think. Because I think for the most part, my tier...
Well, you said it. You didn't say that for the Pacers.
Not for them. They just went to the NBA Finals. Granted, they lost 2 starters from that team, but...
Their best 2 players.
2 of their best players.
2 of their best players. Yeah, that's a good way. Their best player, for sure.
Yeah, their best player, for sure. And Turner's up there, obviously. But Washington was 18-64 last season. And I don't think they appreciably got better. So I just think they're going to be like, they're going to slow play the improvement. And then probably next year is when like maybe they trade for someone, maybe consolidate some pieces. But right now, I think it's going to be easy for them to be like, AJ Johnson, maybe you're good someday. Here's 25 more minutes.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Sorry, getting back to the Pacers. I just psyoped myself into thinking they already shut down Pascal Siakam for the season.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, if the Wizards had a Pascal Siakam, I'd feel a little bit better. They don't. I think their players are almost entirely...
That's why I said they're 2 best players.
Right. I thought you meant Turner. Okay. So
no.
Turner, I was like, I like him too, but let's slow down a little bit here.
Yeah. No, I completely just psyoped myself. That's funny. I get it. I think, I think
this is our Pistons thing again. I think in 2 years, you're going to look back and be like, I was so right about the Wiz. And I will say I was too. We were just right and wrong at different times. I think eventually this Wiz core is going to be a good team. I think we're probably 2 years away. I think next year is their like plunky 9th seed year.
Here's the thing. I think for the first 30 games of the season, they play really well. Not relatively really well. Like they're like
15. No, probably not even.
I'd say like 11 and 19. No, that's too small.
They play really well. They lose 2 for every one they win.
No. We'll say they're 14 and 16 after 30 games.
And then some alarm bells go off. Chris is gone, CJ's gone, and AJ Johnson's playing 35 minutes a night.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about that?
And no, I think AJ Johnson's still a good prospect, but I think he's like the Hugo Gonzalez thing. Like, if you want to lose a lot of games and maybe have a good player later, you play him a lot. This brings us to 15. Obviously, consensus Brooklyn Nets. I think there is no way to make a difference. Let me pull up. I haven't looked at this. I didn't even bother doing any Nets research. I just know it's them. Let me pull up this roster.
The roster's wild.
And I've not signed Cam Thomas. We can include him if you want. It does not matter.
Let's include Cam Thomas.
So
there's just a quick thing on these restricted free agents. Besides Kuminga, like Giddey, Grimes,
you're assuming they sign back. That's the buzz.
There's no other option at this point. There's no other option.
Yeah, I mean, even if they take the qualifying, they're still on the team for this year, and that's what matters.
That's what I'm saying. Their only options are sign whatever team the team offers them, or take the qualifying offer, which means they're going back to their team. There's just nothing left. Like the RFAs got screwed.
Totally screwed. Here is the best players on the Nets. Their best player is one of Cam Thomas, Michael Porter Jr., Nick Claxton. I think that's pretty undisputably their top three.
I think so.
That's horrible.
You say Cam Johnson?
Cam Thomas, sorry.
Oh, okay. You did say Cam Thomas.
We have Terrence Mann and Haywood Highsmith, who were salary dumped, and they're looking to continue moving these guys. Then they have a group of rookies, none of whom can shoot, including Nolan Traore, Ben Suraf, Igor Demon, Drake Powell, Danny Wolf, who's 7 feet tall and probably the best shooter of the group. And then they just have these random guys they brought back, like Noah Clowney, Dariq Whitehead, Jalen Wilson, Drew Timme, Tyrese Martin. Terrible. I think they want to be terrible. I think they're going to be terrible. And they took 5 guys who, like, maybe 2 of them can be on the court at once. Using all 5 picks was insane. I get if you didn't get the return you would like. You can't pick 5 times and pick these 5 guys.
You can't. It's crazy.
There's no way any of them will look good. Who's the best shooter on this team? Michael Porter Jr. Okay. Who's next?
Cam Thomas?
Yeah, okay, him. That's fair. Again, I'm looking at the current roster. I didn't have him factored. Then after
Terrence Mann?
It's one of Mann or Highsmith, who are maybe won't be
there. Danny Wolf.
Like we're getting down to Danny Wolf pretty scarily soon here. They are going to be awful.
This team is going to be abysmal. Also having one of the worst off seasons I can remember for a team that it's just Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I mean they got a nice pick for him, but it's like you have to wait so long,
and you have to deal with Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, full-time podcaster. They won 26 games last year, or 28, 26. They have a good coach. So it's like sometimes the math, like it can be hard to swing.
Well, you had D'Angelo Russell,
Schroeder.
You had Cameron Johnson.
Schroeder was very good there. Schroeder won them like 3 games against the Bucks.
You had actual NBA players.
Yep.
For a short period of time, which allowed you to win some games.
Yeah, and they were drastically worse after. And I think this time they're just going to be bad. I think they're going to play the 5 rookies. I think they're going to be bad right away.
I think this team could honestly set the record for least wins in NBA history.
I don't think so, because I think the middle class of the East is so squishy.
Ty, what does this team do well? Anything.
Some scorers. They have some scorers. Cam Johnson, Michael Porter Jr.
Now you're saying it's Cam Thomas.
Damn it. Cam Thomas, Michael Porter Jr.
It's my fault. I got you questioning it.
Those guys can score. And then Claxton, I think, is a good player.
Like, what does this team need to win a game? They
an
need
entirely different roster.
Yes. But on any given night, they need Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. to go nuclear. To just have them have a chance to win a game.
Yeah, I think that probably happened 15 times.
Yeah. What is the record?
It's like less than 10.
Yeah.
But I think it was a strike shortened season.
Yeah, I'll go for worst percentage. Single season worst winning percentage is the 11-12 Bobcats, which was a shortened one.
Yeah. They won like 6.
But it's 7-59.
So that's 11%. So in an 82-game year, that you'd have to win 9 games.
Which has been done.
Who won 9?
By the 72-73 Sixers.
Was that short too? Isn't that worse?
No, that was 9 and 73.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad.
I thought the process Sixers were going to go 6 and 76 fittingly one year, but they didn't. They kind of won. They added Ish Smith, and he changed their entire team outlook, which is insane.
Yeah. No, this team's going to win more than 9 games.
I think, what are the worst process team? They were 10 and 72. I could see them winning 10 games.
Yeah.
Like, if one of the rookies is like, oh, he's actually kind of good year one, then I think they'll just be an okay, terrible team. But if they're really bad and they force feed them minutes, then it gets to like, they could lose a lot.
Yeah. And then get the 7th pick.
Yeah, that could happen. Like Michael Porter Jr. and Claxton have been injured quite a bit, so like
they might even just shut them down if they start winning. Like if they win 2 games in a row, that's. I mean,
they're actively trying to trade almost every veteran too. So like their roster may even be worse than this by opening night somehow.
Which doesn't seem like we're gonna get a call soon.
Yeah,
Chris Haynes might get a call soon.
Chris Haynes probably will get a call soon. But can you report on us, please? Say no. Nobody cares.
I'll report on my own signing, and that's it.
Yeah. That's the deal. So that's the East. So do your 1 through 15 quick.
So my 1 through 15, top tier, Cleveland, then New York. Second tier, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Detroit, Orlando. Third tier, Philly, Boston. Fourth tier, Toronto, Chicago, Miami, Washington. And then bottom tier, Charlotte, Indiana, Brooklyn.
Okay. My top tier is the same. Cleveland, New York Knicks. Second tier, very similar. Hawks, Bucks, Magic, Pistons. Third tier, solo tier, 76ers. Don't know what to do with them. Fourth tier, my big play-in mess tier. Raptors, Heat, Pacers, Celtics, Hornets, Bulls. So a lot of disagreements between us there. And then bottom tier, Wizards, Nets. So we agree on 1, 2, and 15. And 3 and 4. We agree 1 through 4 and 15. And then the only one we agree on between there is actually Philly.
So smack dab in the middle.
Smack dab in the middle.
Because we don't know what to do with them.
So we were entirely the same on only 6, which is low for us, lower than the West.
Yeah, after the top 4, I was like, oh man, we're just gonna have the straight same list.
I know. I'm glad we didn't again. So that was that, and yeah, in the West. Actually, in the West, we might have had no, we had a lot later in the tier. We had a lot the same. I'm counting.
It was, yeah, no, that's fair.
No, actually, we also had 6 in the West.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah. But there, again, I think in the East, we probably had more we really disagreed on. The Wiz, the Celtics, with the 2 and the Hornets. Yeah, the Pacers. The Pacers were a big one, too.
Again, Pacers is by choice. Yep. I am not trying to disrespect this team. I want to make that very clear.
Alex Golden is clipping this, and you are toast tomorrow, buddy.
That's precisely why I'm saying it.
Just get the pick, Alex.
I'm not disrespecting the Pacers.
14.
It's because of choice. I think it's a good opportunity for the franchise.
Just take the pick. Just the pick. That's all we need. Pacers 14. Yep. Got him in 4K. Worse than the Wizards and Hornets. All right. Well, that's it. That's it for us.
That is it for us. We'll have to, oh man, we had a 2-week plan for this. We have to think of something else now.
We got EuroBasket. EuroBasket.
Oh yeah, we got else. Yeah. EuroBasket is continuing the Greek Bucks next play.
Maybe we do our composers with EuroBasket next week before we forget to do that. The Bucks is composers.
The Bucks. I said it again. The Bucks, by the way, were in town for EuroBasket. John Horst, Doc Rivers, and Darvin Ham were present. That. Yeah, gotta bring Darv whenever you can.
Got to. People love Darvin.
No, except Lakers fans.
People who know things love Darvin. People who know Darvin love Darvin.
That's fair. Darvin seems like a great guy. Yeah. Darvin, come on the pod,
please. But don't forget, Rohan. We don't need to do the conventional outro here.
Oh, that's true. We're putting on an episode.
We're putting on tot. So enjoy the dulcet tones of Newmark and Jordan Trusky as they break down the Green Bay Packers getting Micah Parsons. Enjoy.
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, and possibly my favorite episode of Talk of the Tundra, your Green Bay Packers podcast that is a proud partner of the Eurobasket Podcast Network and the Blue Wire family. I am your host, Newmark. And last night, we talked about the roster cutdowns, and we said, hey, maybe Micah Parsons might be a Packer. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Who knows? Who knows kind of thing. Well, guess what? Micah Parsons is a freaking Packer. And to talk about it with me is my lovely co-host, Jordan Tresky. Jordan, how are you doing, buddy?
I would like to make an apology to a couple of people.
Okay.
I apologize to you.
Yep, to me.
I apologize to John Kuhn.
Yep, me too. John Kuhn, my apologies.
I apologize to Ricky the Snoop.
Dogs, all dogs go to heaven.
Yes.
Jordan, shout out Ricky Scoops.
I apologize to the Dallas-Fort Worth Breast Augmentation Society.
That is one of the funniest parts of all this. But yes, any more apologies? Keep going.
I apologize to Cowboys fans.
I don't. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I'm not sorry to them. I'm not saying sorry to them.
This is why I'm saying sorry to them.
They're Cowboys fans.
This is why I'm saying sorry.
I'm not. That's what you think. I'm not saying sorry to them.
Well,
Screw them.
I'm just saying it's a shame to see, much like America, someone take the reins of, America's team. He's always gambling. I bought an oil well back in the aughts. And just, it's sad when you just can't pony up for a player like Micah Parsons.
A 4-time Pro Bowler in the prime of his career.
And got to ship him out to little old Green Bay.
Little old Green Bay.
There's no owner. It's a team made up of many owners. The city.
The loyal fans.
The citizens.
I'm so happy, man. Oh, I'm so happy. I just opened Twitter to this because I wanted to go find the stuff. The details, even though I already know them. And from Adam Schefter 3 hours ago. New Packers linebacker Micah Parsons is one of 2 NFL players to have at least 12 sacks in each of his first 4 seasons. Do you know who the other one is?
Yes.
It's Reggie White.
Yeah. We should probably start with, in case you haven't heard, Micah Parsons is a Packer.
He's a Packer.
The terms of the deal, which it was not reported. It was a series of posts had to be reported in terms of like the full package, but the Packers are trading their 2026 first round pick and their 2027 first round pick, and it shouldn't be swept under the rug.
No,
Kenny Clark
and Kenny Clark
to Dallas for Micah Parsons.
Absolutely freaking fleeced. Like. I had to find the tweet that compared them, but the Khalil Mack trade compared to this is actually insane. I'll find it really quickly, but 2 firsts for a guy that's made 4 Pro Bowls in his first 4 years and has had, again, at least 12 sacks in his first 4 seasons is insane. It's insane. September 1st, 2018, the Bears traded for Khalil Mack. Chicago got Khalil Mack, a 2020 second-round pick, a 2020 conditional 5th-round pick, and then signed a 6-year, $140 million extension. Oakland got 2 firsts in 2019 and 2020, a 2020 third, and a 2019 6th. Micah Parsons got traded to the Packers for 2 first-round picks and a soon-to-be 30-year-old nose tackle that the Packers were probably going to cut next season anyways. And I want to put this out there right away. Thank you, Kenny Clark. None of this is to disparage your time in Green Bay. You will most likely be a Packer Hall of Famer down the line sometime. I would not be surprised if that was the case. He served Green Bay well. If I'm not mistaken, he was a oft-nominated Walter Payton Man of the Year for the franchise.
Yep.
Overall, fantastic human. Fantastic human. I'm going to miss him on the team. But when you can trade for Micah Parsons and you can give up only 2 firsts that, if everything goes well, are going to be between picks 25 and 32 for 26-27. Like it boggles my mind. They signed him to a massive deal. 4 years.
Yes, this is the other component.
4 years. Oh, what was that? I missed the number.
Is it 188?
Yep. 4 years, 188 million.
120 million fully guaranteed, basically a $120 million signing bonus,
right?
And 136 million in total guaranteed salary.
Yep.
Which, as you probably suspected, if you haven't heard the news, Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer, but it is the highest. It is the highest non-quarterback.
Non-QB contract ever given out.
Yeah.
It's besides like the shock, like it. I think one, he deserves it. He passes Myles Garrett in that contract that he just got this past offseason to stay with the Browns, and we talked about it yesterday. But like Russ Ball will figure it out, and I think this kind of is them going all in. They're immediately Super Bowl contenders, and they have to be. And I think I have so many thoughts that they're all jumbled right now. But I think what this does initially is just shores up the edge rush so much better. Like, do you know, you're not on Twitter very often, and if listener, you're not on Twitter very often either. I'm sorry, I have a lot of brain rot. There's a video of Brenda Song dancing down the hallways of, I'm pretty sure, the old like the SNL hallway, and they're all clapping around her, and she's like doing like
no, that is definitely Jennifer Hudson. I know those videos very well.
There's multiple, but I saw the Brenda Song one. There's multiple of them. And someone said this is Rashawn Gary on his way to the passer, opposite of Micah Parsons, which is 100% true. Like, Micah Parsons is going to draw doubles, which in turn leads Rashawn Gary to hopefully have an easier route to the passer. And like, that just makes this so much better. When Rashawn Gary is your 2 instead of your 1, I feel so much better about the edge rush. Lucas Van Ness isn't going to start his an NFL game for the rest of his career. Like, he hasn't started honestly, a game since high school.
That's probably the better. Yeah, it's not anything different than what he was already doing, and it's probably better off because he's small potatoes in what's going on.
Exactly.
Let's start with the human emotion.
Oh my God, the human emotions are great, Jordan. I got my number 11 jersey on.
Yeah. There you go. I will say, as much as I am very happy, there wasn't like this, like, again, comparing it to recent examples, the Bucks come to mind. Or
I told my wife the same thing. It's like trading for Dame, but like 10 years younger.
Yeah, like there was just a shock of like, because you didn't hear about it. The difference is that we are not even 48 hours removed of like the Packers being involved in this. And really, like, there was no other team getting Ricky Dog Avi Snoop's level tweets or post notifications. That kind of, that's where it's like, it's really hard to know what the market was or what other offers were out there and yada, yada, yada. However, this is, like the Dame trade, like, hopefully Oscar Robertson, even like Christian Yelich or Raleigh Finger. Like, this is it.
This is a watershed trade in Wisconsin sports history.
And Packers history, because we talked about it
last night. This is the biggest trade in Packers history. Like, with bar none. In the moment, we talked about it last night, that the Brett Favre trade, in hindsight, is the biggest trade in franchise history, solely because it revitalized the franchise in Green Bay.
Yeah.
But now it's Micah Parsons, I think, possibly in both contexts. Like, it, like, if it leads to a title, it definitely is. Like, it's as big as signing Reggie White. And like, every time I think about Micah Parsons coming to Green Bay, I always think about Reggie White saying, "Reggie, it's God. Go to Green Bay."
And the Mike Holmgren thing. Yeah. Well, and again, I think part of it. So now going into kind of like we've had a few hours to kind of again remind everyone that
Micah Parsons is a Packer.
Packer. It is also just like we talked about it with Myles Garrett. We talked about it with Max Crosby. There was another. We talked about DK Metcalf. The difference is, and Miles, don't get me wrong, Myles Garrett is a very good player. Like it could be very well like a 1A, 1B scenario with where it is.
Correct.
The difference is Micah Parsons is coming out of a somewhat winning situation versus Myles Garrett is stuck on a Cleveland Browns team that is going to take years to get successful, if at all.
They won't make the playoffs the rest of his contract. That is my prediction.
It is just like, again, the Packers are completely justified in what they're doing here. There's a lot of variance that we'll get into for this season and what it is beyond that. But between the talent that we're talking about here, the biggest thing that we have talked about with the Packers this offseason is how you go from good to great. And drafting Matthew Golden with how the wide receiver room is, especially going into week one with the amount of injuries. We talked about Jaden Reed in our last podcast. Like Christian Watson's on the like. There's just a lot of reasons to be like they're not sorted there. They're not fortified there. The same thing with like we've really wanted to see an improved pass rush since Rashawn Gary got his extension post injury. It's been like a 7.5 out of 10. And that might even be a little generous. Like, it's not all the way there. He's not even at a Pro Bowl level output of, like, it's a good
despite making a Pro Bowl last year.
Yeah,
but like,
that's right. Yeah.
Right. I'm with you on that. But, like, he did make a Pro Bowl. But in how you think of Pro Bowlers, he wasn't exactly getting the type of pressures and getting the type of sack numbers that most of the top edge rushers do.
No. And the other part of this... There's a lot of elements here. So, again, I'm probably all over the place. If we're talking about since Jordan Love, first-round picks for Brian Gutekunst. Granted, it's not a lot of hindsight. It's only 5 years. They extended Devontae Wyatt. Quay Walker is going to be a free agent this offseason. Eric Stokes is on the Raiders. A lot of injuries played in the fact that they didn't offer him a second contract, as we know. Lucas Van Ness, we just touched on him. He has a lot of room to grow in terms of being, one, getting a second contract in Green Bay now, but two, being like, what are you? Are you a rotational guy? Are you kind of like a 20 to 25 snaps edge rusher kind of guy? They don't, like, Brian Gutekunst is not like, it's not like Howie Roseman or kind of like the most successful or sterling draft record at the top of the draft. If anything, their bigger successes have come deep within the draft. So I honestly think this is the biggest kind of owning up to, hey, we haven't really hit it out of the park with our first round picks beyond their first contract. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to have a Rashawn Gary. It's certainly good to have a Jordan Love, but like we saw how Jair Alexander's time soured completely post second contract. There's a lot of nuance here and bigger things to glean on, but I think from that perspective, when you're talking about the future assets that the Packers are giving up, it's not nothing, but I think it's also a realization of what have we done with the last 5 years of our first round picks? Like, this is our best draft capital, and it's kind of checkered. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
They're like, there's so much nuance in how we talk about all these things that we're over the moon right now that the Packers have Micah Parsons that they could easily win a Super Bowl this year. But it's also like that might not work out. The same thing is with the picks. It's like you are, as you mentioned, you're picking in the back half of the draft. You're picking in the last like 10 picks, if hopefully last 5 picks. You know what I mean? If everything goes well. So it's like, for me, I just think that is the biggest kind of realization or like honest assessment of like, if anything, Brian Gutekunst has done better when swinging for the fences, doing the things that are not normally associated with the Packers. It's going in free agency, and it's now trade for Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm. Like, as I mentioned earlier, if the Packers win a playoff game, if they have a bye and they are in the divisional round, or if they win the divisional game, they'll be picking in the last 4 picks of the draft. Like, they're in the final 4. And I forget. I was just liking tweets all day long, all afternoon, because I was just like, I was just a big fan of everything being said on Twitter. If the Packers, like, the combined value of picks 28 to 32 for 26 and 27 equals a top 5 pick, which is where Micah Parsons was drafted in 2021. Like, you don't find Micah Parsons capable edge rushers later in the draft. Like, you don't find all pros like that. And if you do, it's very, very rare. You think of, like, the best edge rushers, the Bosa brothers, Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson, Myles Garrett was a first overall pick. Like, all of those premium edge rushers premium edge rushers are in the first 5 picks or the first 10 picks. Like, you just don't get that kind of talent. Like, Rashawn Gary was what, 15, 16? Something like that?
Somewhere around there. I think it was like, 14, 15 or something like that.
He's a good player. He's not them, right? There's such a huge gap in talent from edge rushers in the top, like the cream of the crop.
We're talking about going from
players.
like a B to blue chip A plus or even A plus plus level players.
Right.
That's the Athletic put in their trade grades.
Right. Like, it's just it's such an insane talent gap that you just go out and get them, because now what this really does for the defense, right, is it takes their front and allows them to pressure the quarterback, which then further can hide the cornerbacks a little better, right? If Micah Parsons is coming down the gap and ready to sack you, you're not going to have a lot of time to throw and have those receivers get open against Carrington Valentine, against Bo Melton or Keyshawn Nixon. It's not knocking those guys, but they're not blue chip players either. And they didn't have a difference maker in either of those spots, like to rush the passer. They just didn't. Like, they had Edger Cooper, and who was doing very well. They have Xavier McKinney, very good player, but you can throw away from safeties. And now they just have a dynamic, all-pro level player to rush the passer, and just cause havoc. And it's just so good, Jordan. Micah Parsons is a Packer.
In case anybody missed it, Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. To your point, this is the biggest thing. If anything, the Packers, their biggest successes last year, whether it was like the Titans game in like week 3 or the Seattle game on that Sunday Night Football, I think it was like week 14 or 15. Their biggest games getting after the quarterback, which weren't many, came when they were more aggressive in blitzing, when they were sending numbers. That is not how they want to play, though. And that is where it's always been tough. I mean, even, again, going back to Joe Barry, like, the Packers have a very static defense and play straight up. Like, they have the way that they want to play, and it's a matter of bending the system to the talent and the players they have available, that they have to marry those kind of principles versus like what you're actually doing. And so for me, I think as much as I am bullish on this defense, I was bullish on this defense going into the year, but the coverage and like, what does it look like when you're not necessarily, you're still relying on these same guys that are not there. Like, I liked Kingsley Enagbare. Like, he's a good rotational edge rusher. If anything, he's better than Lucas Van Ness. Like, if we're being completely honest.
At this point right now, yeah.
At this point,
he might not have the profile and the projection, but in the production, he does.
Yeah, but it is still like the results were not good enough. I know a lot of things have been thrown out about, like, I think the Packers rank second in terms of pass rush, whatever metric of like overall pass rush, like EPA or whatever. I should probably be more technical with my.
That's all right.
But still, it is just like, we knew it was still not good enough. And if you're coming into the season, you know, they were still susceptible to not getting guys pressuring quarterbacks, having it rely on Edrin Cooper and Quay Walker kind of bending the offensive line.
A lot of stunts, not a lot of pressure from the line.
Yeah, like you have to do a lot of things to get pressure from 4 or more to get this team where it is. That is not going to be a problem now.
No.
And the biggest thing, they will miss Kenny Clark. They'll certainly miss him in the run defense. They'll miss, he was an anchor. I mean, as much as we're talking about the edge room, for a long time it was Kenny Clark and whoever else was, second in line because he was so important to any kind of pressure or run support or lack thereof to, basically run defense. That his talent was so good that opposing offenses could just like, we're going to send bodies at him and then have the other guys make a play. And they will miss that even if he wasn't the same player as he has been as he was last year.
Yeah.
But Micah Parsons, you could put him anywhere.
Anywhere.
Even like whether it's any of the 4 spots on the line or have him kind of be he was originally a linebacker coming out of Penn State. I don't think we'll see it like that, but like,
well, he's played like that. Like they play him. The Cowboys played him all over. They played him in over the A or B gap. They played him off the edge. They played him as a stand-up linebacker. He was really doing a whole lot of stuff for the Cowboys in their defense, which I think is gonna make Jeff Hafley just beam with joy. He could kind of.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, we haven't even seen a player like that. The Packers have never had someone like that.
Ever.
Like Clay Matthews, like, again, a really good edge rusher. The last like true great like sustained, player that brought sacks and everything like that and just havoc that way. It was just he's coming off the edge and he could just either bowl through him or just run after the quarterback as fast as he can.
Right.
But now you have someone that literally is all over the line, and if I'm an opposing center, you're calling him out where he is. And that, for me, is like, for Jeff Hafley, and who's a very inventive... I mean, if the Packers defense is at least top 5, and Micah Parsons just continue... Like, if all tides rise, or what is it? All boats rise on the tide?
Rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to be an NFL coach next year. Like, there are so many things at stake of like just getting Micah Parsons that the Packers could just profit off of having someone as good as him. It might not be as high as we think it is right now, but still, the possibilities are endless. Where as recently as last night, I think we were both like, if they can try to be in that Super Bowl conversation, then we'd be good. Now they're in it. It's just a matter of, can they prove that they can be in it for the entire year?
Exactly. And I like to put some context and some numbers around this. If I'm not mistaken, I've said this stat 1,000 times. I guess I'll look it up just to make sure I'm saying it right. But Rashawn Gary has had a season high of 9.5 sacks. Like, that's his best year for sacks. That was the 2021 year. And then as he was breaking out, he had 6 sacks in 9 games of 2022, and then he had his injury and hurt his knee. Micah Parsons has had 12 sacks at least in every single season. He had 12 sacks in 13 games last year. He has went 13, 13 and a half, 14, 12. To boot with that. In 2021, he had 67 total pressures on the quarterback in 17 games. 90 the following year. 103 the year after that, and 70 last year when he only played 13 games. Like, that is just an insane amount of pressures on the quarterback, and he converts them too. And like, that's the biggest part in what they need, is he's converting those pressures into sacks. And it's just, I don't have enough words to describe like how good this is for the line. I think, like you said, losing Kenny Clark is going to be a difficult thing to bear. Devontae Wyatt really has to step up now. Like, they gave him his 5th year option, right? Yep. They gave him his 5th year option. They'll see how it goes, but they really need to figure out what they're doing there. And not to be lost amongst this, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan, was it Colby Wooden getting nose tackle snaps in the preseason? It was him or Carl Brooks. It was one of the two, but they were...
Wooden, I remember... I think both did, but I remember Wooden...
But that's not...
That was the thing.
That's not nothing here. Is that...
No.
They sign... Or they let Kenny Clark go in this trade, right? And then now they kind of have to figure out who's going to be that nose tackle. It's most likely going to be Devontae Wyatt, but in a case that he gets injured, like they have been practicing with these other guys, getting snaps there, which is good. Like they're treating the offense or the defensive line like they do the offensive line. They can kind of mix guys around. And from what we saw on Twitter, this wasn't like a surprise. I guess Micah Parsons or the Packers and the Cowboys agreed to terms like days ago. And the last few days has been David Mulugeta, Micah Parsons, and the Packers negotiating their extension terms. And so with that, like, I wonder how long those terms have been agreed to, because Nazir Stackhouse making the roster kind of makes a little more sense now. Not that it didn't before, outside of like the whole Packers always keep an undrafted free agent. But if they knew they were trading Kenny Clark, it makes a whole lot of sense for them to keep Nazir Stackhouse to have depth there.
I did have that thought. I mean, part of it is that you agree to the trade, but the contract element of it was the whole reason why he got traded to begin with. You know what I mean? He was not coming to Green Bay without signing the extension that reset the market for non-quarterbacks.
Also, so David Mulugeta, just a shark, dude.
David Mulugeta, a shark, represents not just Jordan Love, but Xavier McKinney.
And Kings Anibare.
And I think Dobbs.
I think so too. Like, if there's an agent that loves working with the Packers, it's Mulugeta. He has made so much money from the Packers between Love, McKinney, and Parsons now. That man is rich. Also,
like, I mean, we talked about, I think, last night, but just to refresh people, in addition to refreshing people, that Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer.
It sounds so good every time you say it.
Jerry Jones was trying to negotiate with Micah Parsons.
Can we talk about Jerry Jones for like 20 minutes, dude? Oh, well, what a big dumb idiot. What a big dumb idiot. You're 82 and 1,000 years old, and you're an old wrinkly bag of skin. And you try to violate the CBA overtly and blatantly by negotiating a contract with Micah Parsons and not his agent David Mulugeta. Blatant CBA violation. And going to yap to Steven Smith about it in an interview. Yap. I'm not dealing with agents. Just such a bad thing to do. And like, I laughed at Robert Mays when he talked about it like a few weeks ago. He's like, we're not talking about Micah Parsons. It's not happening because the Cowboys do this every single year. They did it with Dak. They did it with CeeDee. And now push came to shove and they don't do it with arguably the best player out of those three. they just don't give the contract. The
one that was as we talked about when it was August 1st when he submitted his trade request. He is the slam dunk of them all. Like,
right.
Dak Prescott at his best inches his way into a top 5 quarterback conversation.
He needs to have like a great year. Like,
yeah, like yes. Context matters with guys like Dak Prescott when they signed him, CeeDee Lamb. You could even say, I would say one of the players that they signed to a massive extension in recent memory, Ezekiel Elliott, was probably top 3 in his profession.
Same thing.
But it was still like, it's the Jerry thing of it all. Like, it's just, I love it. I can't remember if I was talking about it on pod, but I shared with you that I started watching this Netflix Cowboys documentary.
I think you shared with me pre-pod. And I was like, why would you do such a thing? I'm not watching that.
And it is just the juxtaposition of knowing that this is coming out, so it's basking in this like Last Dance level of like Cowboys nostalgia. Remember when we ran the league and literally had bent the league to Jerry's will and all this stuff, and now it's like you better hope that Jerry wrote his will. This is like, I know it's coming off the heels of like the Luka Doncic trade in Dallas, which has obviously been cushioned by getting Cooper Flagg, but to go months after that, and all of this stem from just idiocy. Just like he felt like Micah Parsons was not going to blink, or that he was going to blink eventually when push came to shove, when the season was getting closer.
Exactly.
And he didn't blink. And it just, it's rich. Again, it going from Cowboys to the Packers are like, it's the team that everybody has a piece of versus it's one guy that he thinks he's the Cowboys. He thinks that the whole reason why the Cowboys are special is because he owns the team.
Correct.
And I'm not saying that it's not, he hasn't been successful, but it is just,
I would argue he hasn't.
He has been successful, but all the reasons why you say that he has been successful in the last 30 years is not related to football. It is related to the business of football. But yeah, I mean, this is, I just can't believe.
I was 6 months old the last time the Cowboys made the NFC Championship game.
I was 4.
He sold his soul to have the 90s run, which is like the 90s were a great time for the Cowboys. But now they haven't done anything of significance. The Packers dog walked them 2 years ago in the playoffs when they had their best team arguably since those championship teams. They were the 1 seed or the 2 seed in the NFC. Like 14 wins if I'm not mistaken. They just got dog walked in their own stadium. The Packers have owned them for the last decade and a half when Rodgers was their dad too. And it's just like the part that doesn't make any sense to me, Jordan, is that in that same documentary you're watching, Jerry Jones is on the record saying that loss to the Packers in the playoff 2 years ago was the hardest loss that they've ever been dealt. And it was at the hands of Jordan Love of the Packers.
Yeah.
Why on earth would he trade Micah Parsons to the Packers? It's an insane thing to do. Trade him to anybody else. I saw something. It's like, man, 2 firsts to trade him in conference. The Packers play the Cowboys this year.
They play him week 4. That's part of it. Like, whenever, again, in light of the Tuesday night, John Kuhn, Ricky Snoops, whatever, kind of like gossip.
It's
hearsay.
Ricky Scoops, and you better respect his fucking name.
Sorry.
Explicit pod. Rough.
Yeah, sorry, Ty. Whenever it wasn't coming from an official channel until this afternoon before the trade was announced by Adam Schefter said that the Cowboys have been listening to trade offers for Micah Parsons.
Bill Huber said that this morning too, from Sports.
Shout out to Bill Huber. I mean, there's been So, and Brian Gutekunst was asked about this during post roster cut down press conference that seems like forever ago now. He was asked about that on Wednesday, but it was like, if you're a Cowboys fan, I saw plenty of people say, "Why would Jerry do this? Why would Jerry do this?" And it's like, he obviously just did it, but it is just like these old like school rules about like you don't trade a player to the same conference as you do, or like who was it that I forget? This is also like, this is in the NBA, this is in MLB. It's just like I can't remember the last like big example of it. Maybe it was like Jimmy Butler or something like that.
For what?
So, like,
where you trade out of the
conference?
Where
you deliberately pick an offer that is the best, but it's not the best from what you'd have if you had trade them in conference.
Got it. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Actually, no. Was it Rodgers?
Aaron?
Was there?
No, it was only Jets the entire time.
I mean, that makes sense. But anyway, these old kind of like maxims of like, this is how you do business when someone asks out, you don't trade out, blah, blah. It's like, they just don't know what they're doing. This is, again, the tyranny of a one-man show of like, of the Cowboys.
Show that's an owner and thinks he's the GM. His son is the GM.
He's technically
the GM. Jerry runs the show. And he's delirious at best.
Yeah. And it's like the Cowboys, again, a team that they haven't won the Super Bowl until last year. They've been largely successful. Like, they've had good regular seasons. They're drafting in the similar range as the Packers are. They have good scouting. They draft well. Mm-hmm. And when it comes time to pay these players that pop pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
That's where, again, you just see how things were running, and maybe Jerry Jones is not the example of all NFL owners, but he is just the epitome of NFL ownership of the last 40 years, judging by a Netflix documentary, and how things are changing now. Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane.
Diana Rossini.
Yes. Oh, and we haven't even talked about his comments.
No, I'm going to right now.
Thank you.
Jerry Jones, in response to a reporter who asked a question that I don't know what it was. In our judgment, this gives us a better chance to be a better team than we have been the last several years. You fucking idiot. You trade away a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time first team All-Pro edge rusher, a guy that's in the prime of his career, and you said, nah, we're gonna be better with him, with 2 first-round picks that are in the 30s, the late 20s and 30s. Like, oh my god, like, I don't know how Cowboys fans do it. I have disdain for the Cowboys as much as I do the Bears, and so it's just like I don't care, but like, golly, man, Diana Rossini, or not Diana Rossini, Dane Brugler quote tweeted that Diana Rossini quote and said, even worse than Jerry saying this is Jerry believing this. Like, he's 82. Take the reins away from the old man. Take him away or keep him. I don't give a shit. We have Micah Parsons is a Packer.
Yeah. It's insane. Also, I believe I saw that in the press conference, he was referring to Micah Parsons as Michael, and his son sitting next to him had to correct him saying Micah.
Dude.
So, someone call a life alert.
Dude.
Jerry just fell down.
Flat on his face, man. Flat on his face.
I really am curious to see how this season goes for a lot of reasons. I was already really excited getting together our annual survey, which is kind of blown up because I'm going to have some very Micah Parsons related questions.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious. It's very similar to when the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers, and we kind of have one eye on the Packers. I mean, it's hard to not have an eye on the Cowboys, considering that they're put on ESPN all the time and used as this flagship franchise, of like talking about them on First Take or whatever. But this, I really, there's gonna be a lot of hate watching or love watching with how disastrous this season can go.
I gotta pull it out of the Twitter sphere. Zach Cruz, Jerry Jones talking about, quote, stopping the run as a reason why he traded Micah Parsons is legitimately hilarious. It sure is, Zach. It sure is. Peter Bukowski quote tweeted and said, straight out of Nico Harrison's playbook.
Yeah, defense wins championships.
Yeah, the exact thing. And it's like, if that was the case, Jerry Jones, don't play him inside. Just let him rush the passer. It's not that hard. Oh, I'm having so much fun. Jordan, did you know that Micah Parsons is a Packer?
I've heard Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. Now, I think the most interesting element of this, and we talked about this on our pod last night, but I don't think this move happens without Ed policy and the pressure to win, and for Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur to open the door for another extension. I think it's the biggest. I had been keeping my eye on how things could look differently. Of when Ed Policy has been running the show, it's been a little over a month and a half, so to speak, of him being essentially the number one in the Packers organization, as much as it is a community-owned franchise.
Right.
But we have seen when a changeover like that happens, it's obviously whether it's like a new owner taking over a franchise like Matt Ishbia trading for Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, or football example. I'm trying to think. There's not many ownership changes in football. That's why it's tough. The Broncos trading for Russell Wilson.
Yep.
When the I forget the Bolin family. I think that's their name.
The Bolins, and they sold to the Waltons.
Yes.
People who own Walmart.
Yeah. I guess Raiders bringing Tom Brady and being like, let's get Pete Carroll and Geno Smith.
Yeah.
But that senses or like that shakeup, obviously, you don't have the same job security that you are afforded to, even when your contract goes as long as Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur does. Now with that policy in charge, it can be made clear that the Packers would still do this whether it was Mark Murphy or Ed Policy. I just don't think it's not a non-zero chance that plays into effect of Brady Gutekunst taking the biggest home run swing he's ever taken as a GM. Like
Right.
This is, we talk about the Jordan Love sized level of how that can be a legacy defining draft pick,
Right.
a legacy defining, move for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like put him up against Ron Wolf, put him up against, I shouldn't say against, but put him up with Ron Wolf, Ted Thompson, the things that matter.
Also, sorry, keep going.
This vaults him into, it's the biggest trade in Packers history. Yeah. It's the biggest risk that the Packers have made at all. At all. Like Reggie White, as much as that was a landmark decision, that was a free agency move. They didn't lose anything for him.
Right.
Unless there's probably compensatory picks or whatever it was.
Right.
That to me is like, he could easily vault himself into perhaps the most memorable GM in Packers history because he made this move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean,
it doesn't happen without some level of, your days are not guaranteed if you just rest on your laurels and hope that things come together for this team, because it was still a risk that the Packers were not going to reach their ceiling. There are more questions to be answered than certainties, I should say.
Right.
What were you going to say before?
I forgot. Oh, Ted Thompson. I remembered. I forgot it was something else. It's on the same comment I'm about to make. Ted Thompson's last first round pick is Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
And he yielded the Packers Micah Parsons. It's not poetic, but it's just a fun little tidbit. One, forgot to say something. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer.
Oh, yeah.
Two,
that's right.
Jordan, are you aware that Edgerrin Cooper's on this team?
Yeah.
And then him and Micah Parsons get to play together. Do you know how awesome that is?
You have Xavier McKinney at covering the entire length of the field.
The entire depth of the field. Yeah. I'm just so excited to see what Jeff Halfley does with Edgerrin Cooper and Micah Parsons. I think it's going to be some cool stuff. Like, you have a linebacker that was really starting to come into his own at the end of his rookie season and has had all season to prepare and is going to be hopefully shot out of a cannon come week 1 against the Lions. And now you have a guy like Micah Parsons to kind of like show him the ropes. They're not similar players, but there's stuff at linebacker that Micah Parsons can teach Edgerrin Cooper about, like pursuit and running sideline to sideline in pursuit of like runs. Like, that's something that he does well. Like, oh my God. Like, it's just, I'm so excited, Jordan. I'm so excited.
It's insane. Like, the level of this is the blue chipper that the Packers needed to have. We have hoped that they have drafted someone like that. Maybe it's Matthew Golden and as a wide receiver or just an overall player, but like, they don't have, outside of Xavier McKinney. I think Xavier McKinney is the closest thing to being like, this guy is top 3 in his position, if not maybe higher, and is such he leads off the scouting report for every NFL team.
Yes.
And they have to change their game plans, their playbooks to when he's on the field. Mm-hmm. And he's certainly on the field a lot because what did he play, like 100% of the snaps last year?
Probably something like that.
Now you have Micah Parsons, who is at the line. And Edger Cooper is a good shout here because it's like he's this next up-and-coming guy that they've already hit what was he, a second rounder last year or a third rounder?
Who? Edger Cooper, second.
Yeah, second rounder. That's already been a massive win, a massive steal in that sense. So, yeah, I just think that, again, it's the defense, it's the talent level of like what this means. It's honestly even playing for the expectations that I'm really looking forward to. Like, as much as I feel like as Packer fans, we're conditioned to shooting for its Super Bowl bust. Mm-hmm. Even post Rodgers year, where that was when we kind of had a little bit lax expectations. And honestly, it was probably the most fun year that we've had as a Packer fan in recent memory because they did things that we didn't expect them to do. Mm-hmm. Now there is very little margin for error, but it does feel refreshing that we're kind of ratcheting up the pressure cooker as much as that can be super stressful when you're in tight ball games.
Yeah, but I think they are now in Super Bowl or bust contention. Like they are into that realm of if they don't at least make it there, it's a bad season. If they don't make it as a championship game, it's a loss of a season, right? Like you have the pieces now. The offense is a bit tenuous right now with Jaden Reed's injury, but hopefully Matthew Golden pops. Hopefully Romeo Doubs can stay healthy this season and avoid another concussion for his own health and safety. Tucker Kraft pops. Like Jordan Love is healthy all year. Like I think if Jordan Love is healthy all year, the receivers won't matter. He will get them the ball when he needs to. But I do think that like he needs to be smarter with it, and the fact that like the turnovers matter more now, right? Because your defense can do so much that you can just keep getting the ball back. Don't keep turning it over back to them after a turnover. Like, in theory, the Packers should win the turnover margin like most every game this season, whether it's forced fumbles or interceptions, right? Like they just need to be smart with the ball. Jordan Love is capable of being smart with the ball. No more falling down throws in the end zone. No, none of that. Like outside of fumbles, like you just kind of knock on wood that those are relatively random, but knock on wood that isn't a thing that plagues the season. But like then like Josh Jacobs, if he keeps his form from last year, like this team has a chance to do something very, very special for the next few years, Jordan.
Yeah, and you signed Micah Parsons to
a 4-year extension.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it too. It's like the Falcons traded their 2022 first rounder
to get
for
James
a rookie. Yeah, for a rookie edge rusher who had some
motor issues. He's not a guy that move has been widely criticized. Like it was a questionable
it's the equivalent of the Pelicans when they traded a future first and a number of picks for moving up in the draft.
Right.
A couple months ago. The Packers are surrendering future assets for a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year finalist.
Yeah.
And who's 26.
Like even
that's the other thing. Like when we compare Reggie White to Micah Parsons, Reggie White came to Green Bay in his 30s.
Yeah.
Like he had already played in the USFL and played 8 to 9 seasons with the Eagles. It's very possible that the Packers have not had someone as good as Micah Parsons at their age. Aaron Rodgers is, I would say, probably the best.
Even then, like 26-year-old Aaron Rodgers is year 2 Aaron Rodgers as a starter, I think.
That's the thing. And even Brett Favre, I think Brett Favre won 1 or 2 of his MVPs by the time he was 26.
I'm looking, because that's actually like a very curious point. 2009 Aaron Rodgers was his year 26 season. So the year that he went to the Pro Bowl and that they lost to Arizona. Brett Favre in his age 26 season won his first MVP. What a pull! You're nasty.
Nasty with light as I want to be. Janet Jackson.
Oh, I lied. It was the second. The second. No, it wasn't
Second
first.
MVP.
No, it was his first. I got
Yeah, because it was 95, 96, 97.
Yeah. Also insane run.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Brett Favre was really good.
Really good.
Shame
that he wants to steal from poor people.
Shame that he's a abysmal person.
Yes.
In case you missed him, Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer.
It's never gonna wear off, dude.
I'm trying to think of other things that I will also. I'm making this very clear. I will be at Micah Parsons' first game as a Green Bay Packer, and I was already looking forward to this Packer season.
Yeah,
that's gonna be pretty lit.
That's gonna be pretty
cool lit. I cannot wait to tear through these Lions and Dan Campbell. And so what if you're an Applebee's commercial? That don't impress me much because we got Micah Parsons.
So that don't impress me much.
Oh.
Shout out Shania Twain.
Yep. Canadians' finest.
That's right. Oh, I'm just so.
What else are we missing here? Actually, let's talk have there been more player reactions that have come through?
Jaden Reed was sad about KC leaving. Kenny Clark leaving. That was all I saw. He was also happy that they got Micah Parsons, but he's also like, damn. Sucks to see.
Jordan Love. I know Jordan Love was
fire emojis. I saw Matthew Golden tweet.
Matthew Golden just got here and he's like, "You guys trade for Micah Parsons?
Yeah,
is that what you do here?"
Matthew Golden tweeted, "Yes, Laud," with a cheese emoji.
Oh, that's funny.
I think EJ has a Twitter account, not if I'm not mistaken. He does nothing that he hasn't tweeted, but yeah, I don't know. Regardless, I'm just so happy. Leroy Butler said that Micah Parsons was his favorite non-Packer player in the NFL last year, and now he's the second favorite Packer behind Jordan Love. Like Leroy Butler, big fan.
Yeah.
So, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited, Jordan. We talked the absence of Kenny Clark and the D-line needing to show up. We talked about the impact of the pass rush and how it helps the secondary. We talked about how Micah Parsons is a Packer. We talked about Jeff Hadley and Edgerrin Cooper and the defensive scheme, Super Bowl expectations. The fact that it only took 2 firsts.
And actually, I think one other point to make. It's been a few years since Matt LaFleur has had to coach kind of a high-pressure situation.
Yeah.
When the Packers, if you want to define the 2021 year as the last all-in year that the Packers did, when Devontae's last year, essentially.
Yeah.
We are so used to like the youth movement happening with the Packers and blending the old and the new, and then the new becoming the present. I think Matt LaFleur, like, it's not a situation that he hasn't dealt with, but it will be very interesting how he kind of adapts to having even more eyeballs on this situation now that they've made the move for Micah Parsons. You mean like it? I'm not saying I'll be critical of it, but it's a different makeup of how you approach this team and how you get the best out of this team when expectations are sky high now.
Yeah, yes, they are.
Yeah, I mean,
they are at an all-time high.
I wouldn't say all-time high.
I would. I think the
2020 year though.
The 2020 year or the 2021, I think but I think the difference is, Jordan, they came off of 2019. Like, I think that they were expected to do that regardless. And like, you had Aaron Rodgers, you were always a Super Bowl contender with Aaron Rodgers. And so that was just the expectation, was make the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl. It wasn't the fervor and the hype and the total emotional buy-in from fans now. Because like, I think going into this season, I was not skeptical, but I was kind of like, this season they could be really, really good. Like, if everything breaks the right way, they could be really, really good. If everything breaks like the bad way, and they don't get like a few calls or a couple turnovers and like injury concerns, which was already an issue, they could have went 9-8. Like, I think that was a very real thing just because of the injury concerns and the necessity the team has right now to relying on guys popping like Matthew Golden, like Wicks having to improve on what he did last year, needing Tucker Kraft to be that guy, needing Edger Cooper to take a second step as a linebacker, needing Devontae Wyatt, needing Kenny Clark, all these things they needed to have happen for it to go well. Now you drop Micah Parsons in there, a real difference maker, and he can solve a lot of problems on defense, especially when they had so many problems getting home to the quarterback.
I mean, you hit on probably the biggest point that we can probably close on of all this stuff. This Packers season and this schedule with between the in-division matchups, playing against the AFC North. I mean, I know they have the Browns, but nothing was like guaranteed for them to roll through their competition.
Nope,
and when the schedule came out in May, we were kind of like,
you and I both were like, it's kind of
hard.
Everything
breaks, yeah, it's like if everything breaks right, like it could be good, but also like we know this team is not bulletproof. I mean, no NFL team is, but like last year proved that, yeah, you can make a Xavier McKinney level addition. You could bring in Josh Jacobs. There were gains that they made, but they didn't win a playoff game. Jordan Love had a lost season, not lost season, but an embattled season.
Right.
Like not everything hit the optimal outcome of what it could be. You add Micah Parsons into this mix. It feels like they have a little bit more breathing room for other guys to pop. And I think the biggest thing is that we mentioned a lot of guys like Tucker Kraft or the second, third year guys that could eventually, we hope, make that next step. There are probably going to be some guys that we don't think that highly of, or we're not mentioning this conversation that might become big difference makers when it's December, January, and hopefully February.
Right. To add to Jerry Jones' idiocy, this is from Jane Slater, a reporter for NFL Network. She said she spoke with Micah Parsons tonight, and he said, quote, he's generally going to miss y'all. I'm guessing like the pool reporters in Dallas. He says he and his team went back to the Cowboys about an extension with, quote, empathy, end quote, when the trade interest was leaked this week. The Cowboys' response, according to Parsons, was, quote, play on the fifth year or leave. Ian Rappaport quote tweeted it and said, yep, the Cowboys had a chance to stop the deal and negotiate with Micah Parsons. They declined. Micah Parsons is a fucking Packer, man. Because of Jerry Jones' friggin' ego and his need to not deal with agents and to be just a giant pile of garbage. I'm so happy. Jordan, are you so happy?
I'm very happy.
Listener, I hope you're happy because
This is a banner day.
This is a great day. What a wonderful time. All right, folks. I think we call it. I'm just going to keep oozing and gushing over this trade for as long as I can. We'll come back into your podcast feeds next week with some season predictions for the team and for the NFL. Micah Parsons will be mentioned there again, almost assuredly.
A few times.
Take this one in, folks. Deep breathe in and just soak it because this doesn't happen often. And this is one of the more fun days I've had doing this podcast because Micah Parsons is a Packer. Thank you, Brian Gutekunst, for doing this trade. Thank you, Jerry Jones, for being an absolute idiot and running your team down in Dallas. Listeners, thank you for listening. And Jordan, thank you.
Thank you.